I didn't sell out, son. I bought in. Keep that in mind.
Welcome to the Independent Characters. This is Carl.
This is Josh.
This is Adan.
Full house. And this is episode 280.
Nice.
We're going to be talking about narrative on the new battlefield. How does 11th's new terrain and rules there affect narrative gameplay?
280 on the 250th anniversary.
Not quite. By the time it
2 days.
releases.
In
Yeah,
2
yeah,
days.
Yeah. All right. This show is sponsored by two of our Patreon members, Billy Smith and Cameron Marsh. So thanks for your support, guys. We really do appreciate it. And yeah. How you guys doing today?
Yeah, doing all right.
Holiday traffic get you down?
Stuck in the holiday traffic. Took me about twice as long to get here as normal, but yeah,
right.
it was good.
You were here super early.
I always come early and hang out and
Pizza
have a cup
coffee.
of coffee and something like that.
Sit next to a woman reading her Bible all the time. Is it a woman or a guy? You said it's always the same person.
Yeah, no, it's a woman. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's just leap right into Elite Choice. Who wants to go first? Why don't you go first?
You want me to go
Yeah,
first?
because you called dibs on this one.
I did really early on. So Mark Kilburn, whose army we have talked about before, or you guys talked about it before I came back.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, as of today, this is my 1 year anniversary of my return to the Independent Characters. Pretty
I'm
crazy.
glad you keep track of that.
It popped up. I just saw it on my calendar. I'm like, oh, it's been a year.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Is
That's
that why
gone
you brought
fast.
a cake?
What?
That's why you brought the cake?
So,
Yeah, no.
Mark Kilburn.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Mark Kilburn, whose army y'all talked about before,
Yeah.
he did Gene Stealer cults as construction vehicles. And it's a really cool concept, but the reason it's my elite choice is because it's going to be featured in the next edition of White Dwarf.
It's already in White Dwarf, is it not? Or it's in.
No, this is a preview. That photo is a
it's
preview
a
of the
preview
upcoming
photo.
Nice. Issue of White Dwarf.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That was
Yeah.
a fast dibs on your part.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, yeah, no, we got to talk about this.
It's
Well,
such a
that's
cool
great.
army.
It is a
such
really
such
cool army.
Just a nice achievement, right? Getting a 2-page spread in White Dwarf.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's probably more future photos as well. But incredible. Well deserved.
Yes.
Yeah, we have talked about this a number of times. So pick up a copy of White Dwarf. Help support Mark.
Yeah, it's
He
really
gets
cool.
Nothing other than love for that. But,
Yeah,
but
it's really cool.
It's awesome. Good for him. Congratulations, Mark. That's fantastic. Josh, why don't you go next?
Yeah, I went with Apone 848. This is the epitome of Apone.
That's from Aliens, isn't it? Wasn't that the name of the?
Yeah,
Apone,
yeah.
It's the name of the sergeant.
Yeah. No, not the sergeant.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it is
I think
Sergeant
it is.
Capone. Yeah.
the guy with the cigar in his mouth.
Yeah.
all the time.
Anyways, so Apone has really embraced the hobby progress challenge, and this is a massive old world Warhammer fantasy battles orcs and goblins army.
Yeah, what is this? What is this game that has square bases? What is this thing that you have on here?
Well, I mean the hobby progress challenge is system agnostic.
It's system agnostic. Yeah.
And this it really it's a massive horde army that's been painted up. So it really is the war on gray plastic. And it's a massive collection that's been painted. Most of it is plastic and pewter models. These are some of the original ones.
That's the old giant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these models.
I had an Orcs and Goblins army for fantasy back in 6th edition, so this has like some nostalgia for me. But the reason this got the call out for me is that Apone has really just embraced single army. Let's just not bust it out one unit at a time, month by month.
We've called him out once before. Them, I don't know. Called him out before on. I think I picked them as an elite choice several episodes ago. I don't remember what model it was, but I recognized the name when I saw it in the notes. So good on you.
It looks good.
It's a large horde army. It's a good looking collection, and got a little nostalgia hit on some of the old models there. So
I mean,
I just wanted to.
The trolls kind of pop because they're that blue against all the green.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
the old giant, and that's the old metal hero on the cavalry hero in the front.
On the horse. Yeah.
That's not a horse.
It's a boar.
Oh, is it not?
It's probably a boar.
Oh, right. Of course, because the goblin army, of course.
Wolf
For
or
the
a boar.
picture's quite small on there.
Yeah.
The square base stuff is just not for me. Like, it's just not. But man, when they showed those new Chaos Warrior models,
dude.
like if anything were going to get me into that, it would be that.
Models look
But
real
it's
good.
not. Like, I'm just.
But you could use those Warriors of Chaos in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, but I don't play Age of Sigmar.
Well, that's your problem.
It's not a problem at all.
It is.
My problem is I don't have enough time for all my hobbies, and so I had
that
to
is a
focus
problem,
my
yeah.
hobbies into
Yeah.
40K, sim racing, and family stuff. So, and family stuff's not a hobby. Not necessarily all that in that order. Is all I'm
Right?
saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, you sure you got that
And
priority
then
right?
podcasting, So
Yeah, and Traveler.
and RPGs. So,
Yeah.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
But man, those new Chaos Warriors look really
They
good.
do look good.
I was like, oh man, like maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. So.
I really like the new. Well, we won't talk about this. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, I chose Eric B. and his Defiler.
And this is a different Eric B than the person who's in the Hall of Legends.
Boy, I hope
Eric
so.
B.
This is Eric B. I think is Eric Beers, who is a Hall of Legends.
I don't think this is Eric Beers.
I don't think this is Eric Beers.
No, Eric Beers is like Alphonius something. Or he has a different tag.
And I
I
also
think.
don't think he's been posting on our stuff.
Yeah.
So I think this is a different Eric.
Different style. I was looking at
If
Eric
I'm wrong,
Beers.
I'm wrong, but I don't think this is.
I was looking at Eric Beers stuff, and it's a different. I think it's a different style.
Yeah. So Eric B.
Eric B.
would love to give
Whoever you are.
would love to give you full credit, but
Yes.
all I know you by is Eric B. But I do like your Defiler, and it looks fantastic. It's really well done, and that'll kind of lead my discussion to hobby progress.
Oh, that was a really good transition.
Because
well done,
also
Carl.
one of the reasons I chose Eric B's Defiler is because I have just assembled
And
a
so you know
Defiler,
the work involved.
and man, that is a kit with a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it is a kit with a lot of pieces, and you gotta. I still haven't done the weapons on him, but you gotta like if you want to position the legs just so you gotta like do a lot of manipulation. You can clip there's little tabs that stick into the holes where the legs go,
So you can make different.
so you can make them in different poses, but you gotta really. Like, because you're kind of putting them on upside down, and then you got to make sure, okay,
And because it's different than the
Stains
old
of
the old
contact.
Defiler. You could move the legs once you'd assemble it. This one you can't.
Yeah,
Right.
Well,
and then so this
once-
reminds me
once
more of
you
like the
lock it down,
resin
you can't.
contemptor, where you had to like figure out how to make it.
yeah,
walk.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. You could keep the claws such that you could move the claws,
Right.
the two front claws, but I always lock these things in place anyway.
yeah.
I don't see any point.
So what
in having-
version did you build?
This is for my Black Legion guy, so it's a fairly generic,
It's a
like,
generic
Chaos
one.
Space Marine
All right.
version. I really like there's many options of helmets as well, not
Right.
just
There's for every. They have a lot of God specific stuff,
not just the
and
four
then several
gods,
generics.
but then several generics.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate the kit for what it is.
Yeah.
But boy, howdy, it took a lot because we had an assembly day here, and Lars and Steve came over,
Oh, nice.
and we put on some movies and set up a couple folding tables and just started assembling models.
Wow.
And I didn't even have the legs on the Defiler by the time we were done.
When
Like,
I
it
read the
took a
note,
long
when I read
time.
your note saying you had an assembly day, I thought you had brought them in so they could help you assemble it.
I wouldn't let those fools touch my models.
If Lars built it, it'd have like a foot coming out of the head.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice to Adan, but I'm going to tell you right now, if Adan has to assemble one of these things, the dry fitting alone is going to take him forever. So anyway,
But that is an important step when you have
I dry fit every piece.
Hey, man,
every piece I
It
put
is
on.
specifically called out in the GW instructions. I will say that every time.
You are a rules follower.
I am.
All right. Well, I do dry fit every piece just like to say, okay, this is how it's going to
You have
go.
to.
And now I put the glue in. Anyway.
Fit twice,
so
glue once.
assemble the Defiler. Steve and Lars came over. We watched The Thing, which is a great movie.
The original one, the John Carpenter one?
which is also not the original one. There's
No, it's
another
not.
one,
There's one
but
before that, right?
the good one.
The good one, yeah.
John Carpenter's The Thing, and then we watched. I remember what the other. Oh, Game Night. Have you seen Game Night with?
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's a fun one,
It's
too.
really funny.
Yeah.
So we watched those while we were assembling. It was great. It was fun. I also picked up the 2 sets of cards for the
Right.
the
Along with your rule book.
what's the
Chapter approved.
campaign? The campaign one?
Dominatus.
Dominatus. Yeah, got that set. And
The thing we're talking about later.
Yeah. Listen, you're right. I got the rule book. I think we already talked about that. I got that from Herrick Games. So Sky was kind enough to hold one of those aside for me. And then I also, since Lars was over, his daughter's trying to get into 40K and into Tyranids.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? I got a few models here. I got like a Trigon and I've got some other stuff. I go, she can just have this stuff. And he's like, well, I've got this. As I was digging through my stuff, I have like the huge battle force for the Eldar Wraith stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, and I've got like boxes of Wraiths. I've got like 25 Wraith guard. And I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, I could use a box of Wraith guard. So he gave me 2 boxes of Wraith
Nice.
guard.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can.
That's the one thing I need. So how about a mega complete set of speed paint for some Wraith Guard?
We're giving that to Adan. I didn't get it ready. But if you do need a Wraith Guard box set, I have 2, and I probably could get away with just one.
It's not urgent, but my Eldar collection plan is one of everything. And
They're
there
right
are
there.
4 flavors of Wraith Guard, so
I know.
do need more Wraith Guard.
There's 4 flavors?
Yeah, they have the close combat guys. They have
Right.
the flamer guys. They have the D-weapon, D-scythe
There's
guys.
Doom Scythe,
Yeah.
the regular Wraith Guard.
3. I don't know what
and
the
then
4th
there's
is.
2 flavors of Wraith
Of close
Blades.
combat?
There are the
Oh, that's
axe
right.
and
There's one with the
then
shield and one with
swords.
the, yeah. That's right. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
I only ever take the ones with the shield, so I
I'm gonna
never.
have a unit of each.
I will
It's-
part with one of those for you since you're probably going to use it sooner than I am anyway. So
Although
it all comes around. It all comes around.
I like the paint scheme that Lars worked out with his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
was
good.
Cool
Yeah.
to see.
Looks good. He had shown me a template, like a profile where she
Right.
had like digitally put together like and it was
Oh,
like,
really?
there was like this blue, like dark blue to light blue fade. And he's like, He goes, you realize you're gonna have to paint like 200 of these. He's like, you might want to consider that fade.
Well, the burgundy and bone is classic.
Yeah, I think they're going though with a blue.
They're going with the blue and bone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was me.
It looked good.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah. We had, as I'll get to in games played, we had a skirmish game day, and out of nowhere, a bunch of local players in Santa Cruz have decided to jump into Drop Fleet Commander, which Brian and I have been playing. Brian and I got it from the original Kickstarter, so like we've had models, we have painted fleets, but
Drop fleet or drop zone?
fleet.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Let me know when you guys circle back around to Firestorm Armada. I know you sold off your stuff.
I sold off my stuff.
Yeah,
but
let me
it
know.
is-
Let me
it
know when
is-
you guys get back into it. I got a painted fleet.
It's about
for
to
that.
re-release. Right. Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, I'm good on that one.
You
I did that.
flighty butterfly.
I did that Kickstarter.
But I've had these models since the Kickstarter. I've
Yeah.
had a painted
and,
fleet.
and that Kickstarter was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
I ended up getting rid of mine because we never actually ended up doing it. So
I don't mean
So Brian
you.
and I have
I don't mean you
played-
specifically.
Oh, I know.
I mean you collectively as a group of Santa Cruz gamers.
well, so
God, this is why I don't.
we've made a group and we've called ourselves the Sasquatch Skirmish Society.
Yeah.
And it's just everybody in Santa Cruz is in all the kind of skirmish games, one-offs, whatever
Yeah.
the new hotness is, whatever the old hotness is, whatever the little blip on the radar is that might not stick around a while. But those small, the
Should have
more
called yourselves a butterfly battle.
yeah,
bunker.
exactly.
esoteric games are more likely to get the table. So,
The squirrels.
I mean, that Brian would describe himself as a
Yeah.
squirrel on fire.
Yeah, he does.
So,
He does. Well, that's great. Though.
So yeah, Brian and I have had fleets for almost 10 years now. So we have now 4 to 5 more players who have actually really gotten into it. And it's
one of them probably bought my stuff off of eBay back in the day.
How much Trench Crusade are you guys playing?
a good amount.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, it's-
Doom 14.
Darn, I was really hoping you
Yeah.
were gonna be like, we haven't played it. I was gonna be like, see, nah.
Well, so we're hoping to kick
Backfired
off
on
the campaign this month.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, I picked up.
I like that Don and I are giving you a hard time. Like, this feels good.
I have nothing to say.
You just gave him a hard time. Don't say you said
the
that.
2.0 rules came out for this about a year ago, maybe
Drop
a year and a half ago.
Fleet Commander.
Drop Fleet Commander.
Yeah, because the company got bought out.
Yeah. They got bought out maybe like 3 years ago. And it kind of just sat. Nothing was really happening with it for a couple of years. And now the new company that owns it, which is TT Combat, is actually investing quite a bit into it. And they're really pushing it.
And for people who don't know, TT Combat, they made their name with a bunch of MDF terrain kits. That's kind of how they built up their reputation. And they started buying some game systems.
Yeah. So they've refreshed the rules. They've streamlined things a bit. They've cleaned it up. The original game had a lot more depth to it, which was great. But this is still satisfying and way easier to play. So it delivers. And the models are awesome.
When it came out, we looked at because we were playing a lot of Drop Zone Commander.
Yeah, you were
at the time.
You showed me how to play it.
Yeah. We were playing a lot of Drop Zone Commander at the time, which I enjoyed. And we got the Drop Fleet stuff, and it was like, oh, this looks like it would be pretty cool, but this is not easy. Yeah, and so it kind of stalled.
So Andy Chambers was the main designer of it, and this is really the spiritual successor of Battlefleet Gothic. Let's take what we've learned in the last 20 years about modern game design and bring it to a different IP. And he did a fantastic job with it. And so now this 2.0 version delivers even more. It's a little bit more modern. It's a little bit more streamlined, and it's super fun. So, I when the new rulebook came out again, like whatever that was, 2 years ago, let's call it. I picked up a couple of ships that weren't part of the original Kickstarter, but they'd just been sitting primed for 2 years because we hadn't been playing it. And I'd actually reached out to Brian maybe 6 months ago and be like, hey, over summer, let's play this. And then everybody else in the group's like, hey, actually, Ivan chimed in. He's like, hey, I've got a painted starter fleet. Does anybody want to play this? And then it was like, oh, like,
it took off from there.
I've got a massive fleet that's fully painted, minus a couple ships. So anyways, my hobby progress is I painted those last few ships. That's a really long way to get there that I painted a couple of ships.
I think that's the longest I've ever seen a 6-word sentence in the notes go.
Well, you guys keep interrupting me. No,
we do.
What faction are you using?
I have UCM.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've got UCM. Brian's got Scourge. Ivan's going into PHR.
Of course, Brian has Scourge.
I know none of this.
Craig's
nor
going
do
into
I care.
the Resistance. I think Sky likes PHR also.
This is more of a
Sky.
an LNH thing.
That's what Sky needs. Another game. Yeah. Oh, you knuckleheads!
It's a skirmish. It's a spaceship game and skirmish. So,
it's skirmish level. So how big could it get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I painted.
You don't even need really terrain for it.
2 sessions, I have painted the entire fleet, and it looks good. So, the models paint well.
Anyway, Eldar.
Yep. So I'm continuing to work on the Eldar for our Tale of 4.5 Warlords. So I'm going to stick.
Here's what I want to say though.
Is it still 4.5? Or is it 4.25?
4.5.
This is what I want to say about your Eldar. Like, you talked last episode about the orange you showed the picture and you were like, oh, the orange really, it doesn't show as well in the photo. It really doesn't. When I saw your Farseer in person, the oranges are really deep in it. It is really cool looking, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, you've done a really nice job.
Yeah, at some point I'll have to set up a real camera and lighting to do it justice, because the pictures I've done so far are all been phone pictures, which are okay, but it does not show the full depth of it.
Right.
So I have another Warlock that is, I just have to do the Witchblade for it, and then it's done and ready to go. And then I've been working on and probably one desk session away from wrapping up 5 Warp Spiders and 5 Dark Reapers.
Because it takes so many layers for this army that you're painting. Like, you're really pushing yourself on this army, if you said. Is it harder to like get into like painting it because you're like, there's a lot of steps to go here?
Yeah.
Just like this, just getting started on it probably takes like more effort, I can imagine.
So I try to batch. So while I was doing the orange on the Warlock's helmet, because I didn't do that when I did the rest of the orange.
Right.
Because we're doing our escalation Tale of 4.5 Warlords. So knowing what I need to paint for the rest of this month, I started doing the orange on that stuff at the same time.
Rather than, because it's all airbrushed.
That part's all airbrushed. And then I have to do the liquid mask and then go do the bone color and then all the details. I
could see not wanting to do just a helmet that way.
Yeah.
Right. Because
like if I'm going to do it, I want to make the batch worthwhile.
Right.
It has been harder to sit down, mostly just the way I hobby. Like I want to sit down. I don't want to do an hour a night. I want to do 4 hours at a time and just have a session of it.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am productivity anyways. Like I like to go down the rabbit hole and get something done rather than chip away on it.
I gotcha.
So yeah, but very happy with how these are coming around.
They're beautiful. They're stunning.
Thanks.
Yeah. Really, really good. And I don't even like orange as a color. Yeah. And I'm like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
So
you don't see it that often. So it does when it's done well also, and it has the depth to it that most oranges don't have.
I didn't think I liked orange as a color.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. And then I saw your models and I'm like, okay, this looks
most orange is very flat, where this actually has a lot of depth and nuance to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you do say so yourself,
it does though. I'm saying so. I'm saying so, Adan. So
okay, all right,
yes. Be nice to Josh.
I haven't seen it, so I've only seen the picture that doesn't do it justice.
It does look really cool.
So I've started working on what I need to have for my July commitments also for our escalation league. So should hopefully be wrapping up these last few things, which is the tail end of our June. Our June game is actually delayed. So
by the way, 3.5 of those warlords should be double dipping into the Hobby Progress Challenge that's still going on and runs through August, all the way through August.
Yeah.
And then we give out prizes.
I don't think they
No, they're probably not.
I don't think they are.
Missing out on potential prizes.
Sure are.
If you haven't taken part in the Hobby Progress Challenge to this point, you still can get 2 entries in.
You can get two entries in. Actually, you can get a third.
You can actually get 4 entries.
4 entries because you can do one of the extras per month.
Yeah.
And even just a single one
could win you something.
Could win you some prizes.
Yeah.
In fact, the odds are way better than the lotto.
So you're saying way better. And Shell actually yesterday just told me she got completely caught up on all of the entries. And she did more today because people kind of are a little late, usually a day or two late, which is okay. But yeah, so she's all caught up on.
That's right. We're at the beginning of the month. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm telling you, you got 2 months left.
Get them in.
2 months left. Yeah. So all right, right on.
Yeah.
What else you got?
So I in working for what I have to do for the rest of the month, I got the two Warlock Skyrunners, which I think are going to be just really good utility pieces for how Eldar want to play. As we'll get into this later, I'm very excited for Eldar in 11th edition because it's not set on an objective in the middle of nowhere and just get shot, which Eldar do not have durability.
Right.
So I really am appreciating the new asymmetric missions of 11th. So anyways, two Skyrunners are going to be just really good utility for the army. And then I have Shroud Runners, which are like Rangers on bikes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. I didn't even know that was a unit.
They're a cool unit. Yeah,
that is
I like
cool.
the models. So there's a pilot, and then there's a extended kind of cowl off the back of the bike. That
he sits on, another guy sits on the back,
a sniper
right?
off the back.
Oh yeah. I have seen them.
And they're just cool models. So also should be solid. And then Swooping Hawks. I did the orange on the wings of the Swooping Hawks already, and I'm very excited for how those are turning out. So
nice.
And then how you're going to incorporate the Exodites into that?
That will be a while, but it will happen, and I will have to figure that out.
I saw that. That's cool.
We've got to talk.
Those models are amazing.
They do look really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Adan, what have you been doing hobby wise?
Actually, a lot, I think. So I got the launch box.
Yeah.
And I popped it open. I wanted to do the war track, the Orc war track first.
Yeah.
Because I just think it's such an impressive model. I really think it's cool. And I'm very slow on how I do stuff. And then I started thinking about, you know what? I think I want to play Red Corsairs versus you.
Yeah.
And we played that game yesterday. And I was like, okay, I got to do something else with these Red Corsairs. So what I had done when I played Scott is I didn't want to just have gray plastic. So I primed everything black. And then I shot red over the top of them, just rattle can red over the top of them. And I ran out of Mephiston red. And so the last 4 or 5 models ended up being with the Osh red primer, which isn't actually red. It's like a brick red.
Oh, yeah.
And so they don't look the same. So, oh my God. But
you're going to have to go back and touch up a bunch
I'm going to do a lot of stuff. But I had been playing Scott with only 1,000 points. And so Carl and I were going to play 1,500. So I had to do some more.
Yeah.
So I started playing around with... so I want to get some more color on these. So I had been looking for Darcy Bono's method for painting red Corsairs. And for some reason, I couldn't find it. But I found this really cool YouTube channel called Hobby Homeworld, where he occasionally does a segment called Which Works. What he does is he takes 4 different techniques he learns from different social media sources, and then he does each one. Is
this a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that so you can kind of see how each one flows. And then he kind of just, he talks about what he liked about it, what he doesn't like about it, which one he might end up using, yada, yada. And one of the ones was Darcy's. And he said he found it on Instagram. I was like, okay, well, that's how come I don't have Instagram. So that's why I never found it again. But then when I went to her channel a little bit later, it's now on her YouTube channel. So I was able to find it again. Anyway, so it was really cool to watch the different techniques. And her technique... Well, for one thing, she uses Grey Knight steel for the trim, and then Nuln Oil on the Grey Knight steel. And it has a slight blue cast to it, which kind of offsets really nicely with the dark red.
Yeah.
It looks pretty nice. And her method for doing the red on the red Corsairs is she uses a copper metallic underneath the contrast, flesh hair red contrast. Yeah. And she has some really interesting ways that she uses contrast and that she uses some of the shading and stuff. And I don't want to burn through her whole technique, but go to her YouTube channel and you can see it. But the idea is having the orange come through the red, right?
Yeah.
That's the short version. And so copper is basically a metallic orange. And looking through all my paints, and I used to work for Games Workshop. I have a lot of Games Workshop paints. I didn't have the copper.
Oh, interesting.
So I ended up going down a rabbit hole, and I tried 6 or 7 different methods of doing red over different undertones. I posted it on the Facebook and Discord channels. And so I was using different oranges. I did a slap chop version. I used it over brass. I did it a whole bunch of different ways. And one of the ways that I did it was I used a bright silver, I think it was Runefang, and then used Magmadrath orange, the contrast paint over that, let that dry, and then did the red over that. And that looked pretty good. But anyway, so I ended up so I bring this unit of 10 red Corsairs to my game with Carl, and they all got a different color shoulder pad, different color red shoulder, because I was practicing on all these different shoulder pads.
Nice.
And then I did one model that was just a slap chop with the flesh hair reds. Actually, Carl, I thought it looked pretty good. It looked decent. So my army was in progress on the table, but yeah, so I spent a lot of time just goofing around with.
You could see all the different shoulder pads were painted different as he was experimenting his way through them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. I mean, I don't typically do that kind of in-depth trial and error on different colors. I usually say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and then just do it.
So with all the trial and error, did you land on the approach you want?
Well, you want? Yeah.
Well, what I didn't have the copper.
Yeah.
So on my way here today, I stopped at Games Workshop Union City, and I bought the copper. And then while I was hanging out at the coffee shop before coming over today, I was painting some of my Black Prime models with the copper.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And so I'm going to try it out with the copper.
Nice.
Based on the video, I liked that one the best.
Yeah.
I didn't get to try it in person, but when I did the Runefang with the orange Magmadroth and then the red, I really kind of liked that. So I think that's going to look very similar.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been goofing around with that. It's a lot more effort and steps and things than I typically do on a Space Marine army. So this will be interesting. And yeah, so I that's kind of where I spent the majority of my hobby time, including, about a half hour before coming over today.
Nice.
So I've got some copper Marines in my car right now.
It's an interesting army. It's an interesting army.
Yeah.
I'll
I haven't.
We're going to talk about it in games played.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see.
Speaking of games
how
played,
play. Yeah.
let's talk games played.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's
and I
start
bought
with you.
Oh, the other thing in hobby products in the store, I bought some more Chosen.
Yeah, which is interesting
So
because
you're leaning into chaos.
Well, no,
Chosen
'cause-
can't take meltaguns anymore,
Yeah.
which is a big deal.
Interesting.
Like my Chosen, I think I have to remodel my Chosen too because
They're,
what I've
they're
talked
more of
about-
a melee unit though these days.
Right. And so because the unit that I have is like my cornerstone unit is Huron, the Masters of the Maelstrom, and Chosen all in one unit.
But then the strength of Chosen was that they had so much flexibility in the weapons
and they don't have as
they've
much.
limited it. Yeah. Which is a little disappointing.
Yeah, but they're better than Legionnaires
I think there's
for that. So
I think in
more
the game in
expensive.
general there are fewer units that do multiple things. Like
Correct.
most units have one job and they do that job pretty well. Hopefully.
I used to think of Chosen as Chaos version of Sternguard.
That's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
anyway.
right, so let's talk games played.
Let's talk games played.
Adan, let's talk yours first, since we could just ease into that from this. You and I played a game.
Yes, but I'm going to talk about the game I played before that.
No, let's not. Let's talk about the game you and I just played because we just came off that discussion. That's that's how the pros do it.
Well, the other game was also a Red Corsairs game.
We'll come back
that's
to
okay.
that
We'll
one.
come back to that one. So yesterday,
Yeah.
Carl and I played a 1.5 1500 point game. Yeah, sorry. 1.5K. 1500 point game here at Carl's house. I get a text from Carl. Hey, are we playing a game today?
I had it on my calendar.
And I'm sitting in the coffee shop going, I hope so, because I'm sitting in the coffee shop.
And that's a long drive. It's a long drive for him. And I was like, are you already on your way? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, we're playing a game today. Now, I had been up since 4 a.m. because I took my kid to the airport and I just didn't realize. It was a miscommunication. But look, I committed to it, and if he was coming over, I was going to play. So he was here, so we played.
You just stay the night here?
I got my second
No,
win.
I didn't. I drove back. Yeah.
I got my second win. I had a great time. It was a great game.
It was really
Went
fun.
all 5 rounds.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. So
I think a lot of games of 11th will.
I hope so.
Yeah.
yeah, so we use the War Journal app, which has pros and cons, but overall I like it and I like using it.
I would agree.
And I'm not typically use an app guy for in a game during
Don's
the
not
game.
bleeding edge technology kind of guy.
But yeah. So I'm just gonna let that go.
I've decided if people are going to say I'm mean to you, I'm leaning into it.
No, it's just funny because
I'm just kidding.
I was programming stuff with tape drives before nobody even knew what programming was, and now I'm just like,
That's not bleeding edge anymore, dude.
I know it's not. I know.
Anyway, okay. So we did play a 1500 point game.
Play 50 point
You came
game. So
over.
we use the War Journal.
Yep.
And one of the things that's cool about the War Journal app is it brings up, as you're going through, you get to select or randomly choose a layout. Yeah. And if you click on the layout, you can actually see all the measurements. And that's one of the things I don't like about the app. You actually have to like touch the picture and then turn on that feature to see. I was like, if you bring it up, just let me see the measurements. Anyway, what we did was use a bunch of the terrain that Mike Dunsmore made that Carl picked up from
Same stuff you and
That's
from
a
Mexico.
great looking table.
Yeah. And so we basically kind of used that terrain to simulate the layout. And we said, okay, yeah, this is supposed to be heavy terrain, so we're going to use this tree, and this will be the heavy terrain.
we got consistent. Like trees were heavy terrain.
Yeah.
So we could like outline where the heavy terrain
you
was.
went more specific where like the GW layout says
we did
dense
yeah.
terrain's supposed to be where light terrain's
Yes,
supposed
we
to be.
did it. We
Okay.
did the layout using that terrain.
Yep.
And we got to use the time machine hot tub in one corner.
There's one piece of terrain that I was joking. There's like
It looks like a hot tub.
I said it's a hot tub. All the guys are hanging out in the hot tub because my guys were. That's where the objective were, and they were just
Yeah,
hanging
and
out
so
in the
there was a bunch of Legionnaires hanging out in the hot tub until the Red Corsairs came and kicked them out.
Yeah, because hot tub's nice, right?
Hot tub was nice. They had a good time in the hot tub.
That's our turf.
So it was really cool to be able to lay it out that way. And so we hand waved a couple things that, okay, so as we do this, then, okay, this is the area you can see through and this is the area you can't.
Yeah.
Worked out great. The table looked awesome.
I think there was one point where I was like, maybe I can see, maybe I can't. You're like, you can see. I'm like, I don't know.
And we
I said,
rolled
let's
off.
just roll off.
Oh,
and it
One
was
of the three
fine.
I can't see, and I rolled a 4, so I could see.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was smooth.
Yeah.
And
it's an easy way to do that.
Yeah, but we ended up with a great looking table.
Yeah.
And the game went pretty well. So my list was that group I was talking about: Huron, the Masters, Maelstrom, and the Chosen in a Land Raider. 2 units of 10 Red Corsairs with their captains in Rhinos, and then a unit of 5 Red Corsairs with a captain just kind of hanging out on foot. They were basically the home objective campers.
Yeah.
At 1,500 points,
what was
it was expensive units and not many of them.
Yeah.
What's your disposition? Because that also ties into.
I don't remember what it was. I don't recall what the disposition was. I mean, it automatically assigns it based on
The
your
laying action was your...
The laying action was my mission, but I don't remember what the disposition was. It gets tied to the detachment, right?
Yeah.
And this was the first time I got to use the Huron detachment because it's a 3-point detachment. And when I was playing Scott, we were only playing 1,000 points, so I had to use the Raider detachment. And in the Raider detachment, you can't use dark packs. And so this one with Hurons, you can use dark packs. Put a pin in that. So
always be dark packed.
Yep.
Always be dark packed.
It's real good.
So we're playing the game. Carl had a super dark pack, which was unfair.
Okay.
It's really good.
It's good.
It's really good.
I was running my Black Mechanicus, same list I played against you. So that includes Vasher the Archifane, a Warp Smith, 2 squads of 5 Legionnaires with plasma gun and plasma pistol. I mean, nothing super powerful. They're just holding objectives. Chaos Vindicator, which I introduced Adan to.
Man. Oh my God.
2 Forge Fiends, 2 Mauler Fiends, and 2 Venom Crawlers.
Yeah. So Red Corsairs is one of those units. If you take a 3rd unit, it costs more.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I added
with me on the Forge.
I added to the list. I was like, wait, what happened to my points?
So they're not battle line.
No, they're not battle line.
Okay.
And they're pretty good. I mean, they're okay shooting.
They are
they have
in melee.
They have 2 melta-guns, but in close combat, they're awesome.
They wreck house in
And
combat.
I actually missed one thing. When they charge, that captain is even better. He's stronger and has more attacks.
Yeah.
Or has more AP. So, So
and they have this. The other thing they have that's really cool is if they can see Huron, they get a +1 to their hit.
Oh, interesting.
So most of these guys are attacking and hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
So when Huron's hidden turn 1, you can't use that because he's hidden.
Right. Well, he was in the
Your own guys can see him.
No, I mean if he's in a transport.
He was in the Land Raider Crusader. So yeah, the Land Raider, but he got out turn 1.
Yeah.
And I had the Land Raider centrally located because I was like, okay, I can't forget this rule. I can't forget to have this guy
That is
visible.
cool. Like his inspiring presence.
It's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
So the good thing is that they're a really good unit. They're a tough unit. They have 3 wounds each. They don't have an invulnerable save, but there's 10 guys with the captain. They usually come in units of 5, but so they're a lot of points. So they're big point sinks, but they're pretty effective if they hit you. And actually, they survived a lot of the Forge Fiend shooting okay. Mm-hmm. Not the Vindicator so much, but the Forge Fiends, they did okay.
The Forge Fiend does pretty good because it was rocking 3 wound weapons. So that he would pop guys.
Yep.
The Vindicator, he actually survived more because I would roll 1s and 2s on the hits, on the wounds. Because it does a D6 for each hit.
Right.
So that's where I just remember I can't close the deal. So I think the Forge Fiend was actually more effective against them.
Yeah. So
although I was rolling some really great saves and
in the early part of the game.
And I was rolling really great
Carl having good dice.
Really great Overwatch shooting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But we were both shooting Overwatch almost every turn. With the dark packing with sustains, you kind of you got to do it.
Yeah, I was walking. He hadn't used Dark Pack before, so I'm like, okay, here's blah blah blah. I mean, he read it, but I was like, this is where you're gonna want to use it. Yeah. And he made good use of it.
Yeah,
he made good use of it.
So
until he didn't.
Yeah, well, my dice weren't doing great at the beginning of the game, but they started doing really well later. But so my Land Raider survived all this shooting. Everything shot at the Land Raider, and I had 1 wound left. And then I decided to do Overwatch with the Land Raider. I'm like, I'm going to dark. Well, I wasn't going to dark pack at first, mainly because I forgot.
Oh, I know how this plays out.
Yeah. I dark packed myself into oblivion.
He says, basically. I'm not going to dark pack. And I go, you wimp.
Like, fine.
I think I used harsher language than that. Yes. But I was like, you wimp. I'm like, what kind of dark pact using are you? Always be dark. He's like, oh, okay. And he rolls it. And I'm like, I can't believe I talked you into that.
It's a fun moment, though.
It was.
Did it detonate? I think it exploded.
No, it didn't.
No,
it didn't.
Something else did that caused me a bunch of wounds.
But yeah, no. So I killed my own Land Raider.
Yeah.
And the downside of that was it gave Carl points as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because it was one of the
secondaries. It was one of my second.
One of the doomed. No, it's
it's my primary objective, and it says
it was a condemned unit,
right?
And the rule is if it leaves the game, not if you destroy it, if it leaves the game. So the fact that I blew up my own thing gave him 4 points.
Which is also interesting for those like uppy downy guys.
But those don't leave the.
They don't leave the game though,
right?
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it says leave the battlefield.
I'd have to
it says leave the battlefield because we talked about the uppy downy units. Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because I've taken another look. Don't take our word for it. Read the rule.
Because the Red Corsairs, the Huron detachment, actually has a stratagem that makes a unit uppy downy.
Yeah. You also have this cool stratagem that lets him advance, shoot, and charge, which he used a couple times as well. It's pretty good. Yeah. I had a round where I failed like a bunch of charges that I should have at least made one more.
Yeah, that was hard.
It just happened, and that was a little game shifting as well. And then him destroying his own Land Raider, me talking him into it, destroying his own Land Raider.
Well, like I used the advanced shoot and charge to get to the guys in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And then they left the hot tub and went and grabbed another objective the Legionnaires were holding.
Yeah.
And Carl didn't expect me to go in that direction. And it was interesting the way the board was because Carl's stuff all kind of flowed to his left.
Yeah.
And I kind of ended up flowing
Everybody
to his right.
did a circle.
And so we ended up like doing this big circle thing.
Kind of switched objectives actually.
Yeah.
By the end of it.
Yeah.
But there was a moment near the end where like Vashtor, he thought I was going to charge the guys in the hot tub with Vashtor. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to run around the corner and charge these other guys.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I think that I will say the game was really interesting in the sense that like we both were at states in the game where we were like, oh, this is a hard decision.
Yeah. There was some like difficult decisions. Yeah.
I have a bunch of bad choices here.
Right.
What do I do?
Right. None of the choices are good. There was no obvious good choice.
Yeah,
right.
So I kind of went against the grain and decided, no, I'm not going to go suicide Vashtor into this group with these guys that are going to kill him. I'm going to, and moving there actually got me far enough that I felt like I was out of your charge range. Like you could have still done it, but it's like a 9-inch charge. And I'm like, hey.
There's a model, a character in the Masters of the Maelstrom who has the Axe of Ending.
That's a great name. And that thing is brutal, dude.
The Axe of Ending has like 6 attacks, anti-character 2+ with precision.
It's ridiculous, dude.
It's crazy. Yeah. And as Scott found out, it's quite effective. But he didn't really get to do much.
Ending.
In fact, the Axe of Ending is what killed, was it the Mauler Fiend?
Yeah,
it was a Mauler Fiend, yeah. It's a nasty, nasty weapon. But Vashtor took him out before he got a chance to hit back. But then at the end of the game, round 5, Carl was able to score a whole bunch of secondaries, and I wasn't able to respond. I mean, we played it out, but there was no way I was going to be able to catch up. We were kind of nip and tuck the whole way. He was ahead, then I was ahead, then he was ahead, then I was ahead, and then the top of turn 5, he scored like 17 points, and there was no way for me to catch up because some of the
I got all my secondaries for 15, and then I got like another
So it was
primaries
and the primary. Yeah,
it's like but no, it was a great game though.
It was a lot of really fun. Nice. It was a really fun game, and that was my second 11th edition game. My first was against you, Josh.
Yeah,
and some 50-50, a loss and a win. But it was challenging. It was fun. Like we took a lot of time because we were looking up rules and just
and also talking about things like, well, if you do that, this could happen, but what about that? And so we would talk through different options and stuff. Yeah. And then because we, as Carl said, we each had a couple moments where like, yeah, there's no obvious good decision here. They're all bad decisions.
Yeah, sure.
So you had to take the least bad decision.
Forge Fiends did some good work. Mauler Fiend did a little bit of damage. One just got blown off the table.
Right. The Land Raider, yeah.
Vashtor was kind of out of position for a lot of the game, even though he moves really fast.
Yeah.
The Land Raider took out a lot of stuff before it destroyed itself. And then the venom crawlers did some good work too.
Yeah.
They did some good work too. So they're fast.
Yeah, my rhinos didn't last very long at all.
No.
So
it was a good game. It was a good game, dude.
But the one of the key things that we talked about and that I learned out of this game was if a transport gets blown up or gets destroyed, you have to get the guys out and then you roll for deadly demise. Which
they take
Carl was telling me,
tests and then they also potentially get blown up on.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Which is way different. So they take their hazard rolls and they also might get blown up.
This is the second time we've done it, but the other thing I really like in the secondary objectives now is that you
keep
as many out. Like
love that change.
And I got through. I mean, by 5 rounds, you go through most of them.
Yeah.
So, your chances of scoring on them are much better than they were before. I really think it's less swingy.
It's less. Way. It's less of the. I mean, when the objectives first came out, and everyone was calling it Drunken Commander because it's like, okay, just go
now run over
objective
here.
2.
Run over here. Yeah.
I'm not over there, and that's not what I want.
Right.
So now that you have the course of the game to score, obviously you max out on 15 points per round on your.
There was one point where I could have potentially got 20 points.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I've maxed this out.
But you've maxed it out already. Yeah. So you're like, all right, I'll save it.
Never had that happen before.
Yeah. It makes it feel a little bit more tactical and a little bit more intentional now, I think, than
I mean, we both took advantage of the once per battle discard a card and get the command point.
Because we were blowing through command points every round.
Because we each ended up with a card that we couldn't use.
Okay. Yeah. But it was late in the game that
it was. I think it was turns 4 and 5, I think is when we did it. Yeah. So
it was fun. It was a really fun game.
It was a really good game.
And Adan and I had not played together in a long time, and so I really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming over. And I apologize. I forgot that was the day we were supposed to do it, but I'm really glad.
And it was so funny because I messaged Carl and I said, "So, is there any chance that we can play and record on the same day? Because when we were here last time was when we set it up,
right? Yeah."
And he wrote back, said, "No, I really can't do that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So the fact that he didn't remember, it was like, I just messaged you about that.
Well, I thought you were like. I'd forgot that we had even talked about playing, so I thought you were just saying, "Hey, we could get a game in."
Right.
And then, as it turned out, actually, I could have done it today.
Oh.
And so it would have actually been better for Adan overall.
Yes, it would have.
But it would
have saved me about 3.5 hours.
But it was
driving.
super fun.
Yeah,
it was super fun. Good time. What else did you play, Adan?
I played a game before that against Scott. We played a 1,000-point game. He and I had played. I talked about in the last episode we'd played a 750 game of him coming back to the game.
Right. Yeah.
So we played a 1,000-point game using the actual new rules, and we used terrain layouts. I printed out on cardstock the footprints.
Okay.
And so we actually used those, and then I have so much terrain at the house. We just set it up and used the terrain, and I used the Red Corsairs versus his mentors. Which he has in the Hobby Progress Challenge. If you look up Sad Sensei on the Discord, you can see his Hobby Progress Challenge with his mentors. And it was the first chance that I got to actually use the Red Corsairs, and I had to use the Raider detachment because I could only use 1 or 2 point. I couldn't use the 3-point detachment.
Right. So they have put out something saying, and I think we'll put out an official thing to clarify that you can use a 3-point detachment in a smaller game.
Yeah,
you can't
only if you don't have another one available.
If it's a single 3-point detachment,
if it is a single detachment, you can use it even if it's 3 detachment points in a smaller game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't use 3 singles. You can't use a 2 and a 1.
Right.
But
I don't know. It would have felt wrong. I don't.
That's the rule.
I mean, the Raider one was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as good because it was only 1 point instead of 3, but
I don't really have any with my lists right now that taking the 3rd detachment point contributes anything at this point, unfortunately. Because most of mine are 2-pointers.
Yeah.
And the ones I would combine are both 2 points.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I see what you did there, GW.
Yeah, I didn't. I haven't really. When I looked through the detachments, I was only looking at the ones that made sense with Huron. So the Raider one and the Huron one that was the only 2 I looked at. I haven't even looked at the other Chaos detachments. But we played the game. It was really cool to use those terrain layouts and use them as they were designed. Thought it was a really good game. We had a good time going back and forth, and it was the first time we got to use the War Journal. So I kind of got there's some things about the War Journal that if you're not paying attention, it doesn't work the way you think it does.
Takes some getting used to.
Anyway, so I don't go too heavily into that.
There's a little learning curve, but I think
Yeah.
it'll be a very useful tool as we.
It is a very useful tool.
It
already is.
It takes me out of the game is my one complaint about it.
Sure.
But how many times did it find? Oh, wait, no. You got 9 points that turn. I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay, you know, or
Right.
like,
And I like
it
the
really
fact,
did help
like
us.
what I like doing is using the random feature for the secondaries and then just finding those physical cards. And
Yeah,
putting them
that
on the
worked
table.
really well.
Yep.
Instead of drawing the cards and then putting it into the app the other way around.
It's faster that way.
It was nice.
It was kind of nice. And having you being able to link to your opponent so you can see both armies. I wish that because they are supposedly connected, that if one person put in their command point, it would go on both apps.
That'd be nice.
But it doesn't.
It just does.
You still have to
It
track
just does a
separately.
single connection and collects your
Right. It does
data.
one collection and picks up their list is basically what it does.
Yeah, right.
It's not a live connection.
I would also like them to store your list in the cloud, or at least offer you. They don't have to necessarily do that, but if they offered you the ability to like connect it to, say, your Google Drive account or something, so that you could store the list in the cloud. So if I use my iPad, I don't have to go recreate the list. I can just pull it in. That would be really ideal too.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, you can log into the app on your iPad and then just do your
duplicate
your battle force on that and not have it do the war journal.
Right.
You could do that.
Wait. How are you saying do this?
So pull up the app in your
On my
iPad.
phone. Okay.
Pull up your list and just use what's it called, with the skull icon,
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is, if I build a list on my phone,
command bunker.
command bunker.
if I build a list on my phone,
Yeah.
I don't have it on my iPad.
Why?
I have to recreate it on the iPad.
No, you don't. If you log into your account, it's going to be there.
No, it's
No,
device
it's not.
specific.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, is it device specific?
It is not
linked to your
stored in the
account. It's
cloud.
device
See, my
specific.
iPad died, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's not stored in the cloud.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, if you could tie it to your Google Drive account,
Yes.
and just say, yeah, use my Google Drive account to store it,
Right.
you know, and it authenticates with Google, and then I do that for my iPad and it pulls down.
Yeah.
That would solve that problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So I actually,
But if you did recreate it, you could use your command bunker on your
of course,
iPad.
of course.
Yeah.
I actually sent in that suggestion to their team. So
Yeah.
you know, maybe they'll get it. You know, who knows?
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. No, Scott's a great opponent. He's going to come over. We're going to do a terrain paint day
Nice.
and then play
Nice.
another game. So,
Sweet.
Why don't you just buy the pre-painted tree?
I might. I don't.
You know,
It looked good. We haven't really talked about the preview.
yeah,
It was awesome.
it was pretty good.
I really liked it.
What did you like?
Some good stuff.
Let's come back to that after games played.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Note that though. Like, so Josh, what about you?
Yeah, you and I played the
Our very first
inaugural game of 11th edition.
Yeah. I got dibs.
Yeah. It was
got
a super fun game. So it was Sharkadons coming out for the Black Legion, but it was
It's the same list.
Dark Mechanicum
Yeah.
flavor of Black Legion.
Yeah.
It was
Black Mechanicus list.
super fun game. You had Purge the Foe,
Yep.
and I had Taken Hold.
Yes.
Were our dispositions. So our missions ended up being
I can look it up right here on that. app.
unstoppable force versus a movable object, which
Yeah.
is just a classic combination right there. Super fun game. I think we only played 3 turns because it was pretty late, but
Yeah.
But I feel
was
like
definitively,
the game was
I think, in
pretty
your-
well decided at that point.
I think it was definitively in your hands at that point.
I think you were starting to run out of bodies, and I had a lot left. So
Yeah.
My army's
That was part of my
interesting.
problem in our game. At the end of the game, I had like
One
and a
big
half
unit,
units left.
but
Yeah.
it was like way over there.
Doing a full 5, and I think again, like a lot of games, because you can have those bigger late game point swings. Like if you're
Yeah.
down 25 points in turn
Yeah.
5, like you can get 25 points in
Yes,
a
you
turn.
can.
Yeah.
So you're not out of it. Don't just call it if you're down early. But when you start running out of units and you're out of position
Right.
and things like that, you're
Right.
like, okay, like this. I think the writing is on the wall mostly here. But
Yeah.
my army hits really hard, but then it dies pretty easily because it's mostly just bodies.
There
It's
was a
just
point
Marines.
where I hit him with a Forge Fiend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
your
Forge Fiends
you
just
had that
destroy
unit of
Marines.
like 12 guys, and then like 10 of them were gone, and you're like, oh my god! And
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, it's
with
pretty
sustained and multi damage and just
Yeah.
eats Marines.
Yeah,
Marines disappear.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Forge
I love
Fiends-
where Chaos is
Forge
sitting
Fiends
right
had
now.
to die.
Yeah.
It was a super fun game.
It was great.
We didn't do like specific layouts and terrain positions, but we
put them
roughly
vaguely
estimated
in that area,
kind of where they would be, so they were at least positionally where the objective should be. We didn't do the GW layout of like this is dense terrain, this is light terrain. We
played it up at Herrick Games.
Yeah.
Like this was the release
I saw
night.
the pictures. Yeah,
and we got there and
this was the midnight.
Yeah, but we didn't stay till midnight.
Yeah.
But we stayed pretty late. We were there like 10,
till like
10:30. Yeah, 11. And we got there, and before you even arrived, Josh, and we walked in, and Herrick he must have had 300.
I think he had 500 orders
For the
Armageddon boxes,
the launch box,
and
Armageddon,
and he had so many of them. And then he came in, and he's like, where did my guys go? Like, these aren't all packaged. So
no.
Aaron and I were like, well, let's start
throw them in
packaging
boxes.
them. Yeah. So we just started packaging them up for him and labeling them. And so
That's great.
if you ordered from him, it's a good chance you got it.
Yeah.
The Warhammer Cafe in LA, they had so many that they made a golden throne out of them.
I've seen people do that.
And the manager is
that.
sitting in there with the guy standing there with the weapons, and that's a lot of boxes.
So Blake from the independent from
Life After the
Cover Save was early on. And he takes a very anti-GW stance.
No, I have not noticed that.
His thing was, this is going to be a botched launch. What was Scaventide? Was that the
Yes.
Age of Sigmar?
Yeah.
I think we could argue they printed out way more boxes of Scaventide than they sold.
Yes.
Like they were giving them away at
Yes.
Adepticon as part of the
Just
VIG badge.
And also people who won medals, they were also giving boxes away.
I gave one away.
Yeah.
And people who were volunteering at the end, they were giving them too.
Yeah, and I wonder, and Blake is like convinced. He's like, "This is a botch. It's not gonna sell." Only one person at this table bought one. I have bought every other starter box up to this point. I just don't
Launch
need
box.
it, but I'm launch box. I am not in a place where like I need this.
Right. Right.
And
They weren't armies that matched your needs.
I asked
My
the
collection's in a good place.
I asked the manager at my local GW store because he has a bunch when I walked in there.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you still have a lot of these launch boxes left. And he goes, yeah. And he said, but with the last one, Leviathan,
Yeah.
he said it took like 5 or 6 weeks before I sold the last one.
Right.
He goes, so I don't know. I don't know how many are going to sell. I predict they have probably more than they needed to print.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. Because
We'll know in 6 weeks.
yeah, I mean, at the cafe even, which is a huge volume store, we had Leviathans
For a long time.
for a while. Yeah.
And you can still find them occasionally
yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah. So I think that the community, if you look at like some of the orc groups and stuff, people
they're
love
happy.
them, right?
Yeah,
They're
of
very
course,
happy.
Of course.
Yep.
And
it's Marines, so
Marines
it's
are
always
Marines,
Marines.
right? And the Marine
people
units are
really-
actually really nice.
And people really want those heavy weapon Marine guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be fine. One of the things that hurt their sales, in my personal opinion, does not necessarily affect the opinion of anybody else, is the fact that they released the small rule book and cards immediately. I think if they had waited an additional week, they may have moved more boxes.
Yeah, but also
I'm glad that they did it.
I was say you also generate a bunch of ill will
Yes, you
doing
do.
it that way too.
Yeah.
So I get it. You're playing a balancing
I wouldn't
act.
have bought it.
Yeah. No, I know. No. I'm just saying, but some people can't wait, right? And so they're going to, I'll sell off the armies or whatever.
I could have waited.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they didn't do a large format rule book.
Yeah, I was kind of
I'm
surprised.
very surprised
by
because
that too.
typically in the launch box, they'll do a large format rule book and then they'll sell the small format separately later.
Yeah. I think they know people want the small one, but
Yeah.
I like that there's a large book that has all the lore in it, even though it's repetitive sometimes.
Well, but they put that lore in that separate book in the launch
Right.
box,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of cool.
But that's not all the Galaxy lore. That's the lore just
it's
about Armageddon.
It's just the Armageddon stuff,
Yeah.
right?
And a lot of times
I
when
think
people,
it's smart having the rule book separate though. 'Cause
I
that's
agree.
what
I do.
you're actually taking to the table.
I agree. So
Yeah.
what I'm actually hoping is they release like a hardbound, like full on one at some point, and are like they don't need to print as many. Like some people are just not going to buy it, but I would pick it up to be honest with you.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if they will, but I would pick it up just because I like seeing like how far they're advancing lore. So
I know,
it'd be
yeah.
nice to see like, okay, this is where each of these things are. And the other thing is when people come in, they're like, well, where do I learn more about this game?
The front part
I
of the
always
rule
tell
book.
them look at this rule book.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you want to know
That's
about
true.
each of the armies, read this rule book. Then if one spikes your interest,
Right.
go into there. So
Right.
I don't know. It's a good
It's
tool.
interesting because in 10th edition, the little small format paperback one.
I had a little hardback one.
Yeah, hardback one. I'm sorry, it was a little small hardback one. They did a very
Small
one-time run on it, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they never sold it again separately like that.
I was so excited I had one.
Yeah, the only way you could get it,
Paper products, one and done.
yeah, the only way you could get a softback small format one was to buy the starter set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which in previous editions I did that. I would buy the starter set just to get the small format rule book.
And I will say the Leviathan book, the big one,
Yeah.
started falling apart.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was not bound well.
Yeah.
No. Josh, let's
The
get
big
back
one. You're talking about the big one.
Yeah. Let's get back to your games played. I didn't mean to derail us this far. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Wow.
Do you have any more games played?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So yeah, you and I played that game as a blast. Peter Dolan came and stayed with the both of us for a night each, I think.
Yeah.
And he and I played a game of Space Hulk because Kat, his wife, has Space Hulk but has not played it. So we just did a super quick and dirty. I set it up so that each of them could run a squad of Terminators, and just like to teach them the basics of the rules. And then Kat was fried at the end of a very long day, so she ended up going to bed. So I gave Peter just the crash course version of that, and we were able to play a mission of Space Hulk in, I don't know, 25 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Space Hulk.
Only
yeah.
took that long to kill the Marines, huh?
He died pretty quickly, but he also just randomly like put his Terminators down in no particular order, which that certainly didn't help him.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
He was just there to learn the basics, so
Right,
it worked great
right,
for
right.
that, and it was a good time. And then.
And you came over here.
Then, came over here and we played a game of 40K, and I had brought the sharks and was like, do you want to fight tanks or do you want to fight bodies? And I also had my little case of Eldar in
And
progress.
he had Gene Stealer Cult.
He had Gene Stealer Colt, but he saw my Eldar and he's like, I'm calling out the Eldar. So then I had to supplement with the Sheldar. So I put a list together that it was as close to as what I am working on right now
As you could get. Yeah.
as I could get it with Shell's collection.
And did you use the War Journal on that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I used it. Peter's phone wasn't compatible, so I just ran it.
Yeah.
And that was totally fine.
It works fine. Yeah.
Even though like we couldn't sync because he didn't have a code
Right.
to generate,
Right.
it still allowed me to say, okay, Gene Stealer Colt and
Right.
what detachments he running and all that.
Right.
So it had all of his missions and stuff. Programmed
The app
in there.
is really good.
Yeah,
It
so
is.
It was
And
great.
they've been patching it relatively
Yeah.
quick.
Yes,
yeah.
they
It's,
have. Yeah.
it's, I was shocked at the level of usability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
People were complaining about it right out of the starting gate.
Of
but then they
course.
patched it like immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
And then patched it again. And it was like, you and I, when we first played, like we were out of sync and we
Yeah.
couldn't share. And then
Right.
we figured out,
We were
okay.
on different versions
Yeah.
because so many updates were happening in that first like 2 days of its
Yep.
release. We played. I was playing Priority Assets, and Peter was playing Purge the Foe with his Gene Stealer Colt against the Eldar. I was doing a Seer Council Eldar. This is just 1,500 points. And we played on the same Jungle Dunsmore table.
used.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the kind of the footprints, and we just loosely defined terrain and again locations of where they needed to be according to the chapter.
And did you
missions.
use terrain-based objectives, or did you use a mission with the round objectives?
No, we use terrain-based.
Terrain-based,
objectives,
okay.
yeah. So they
That's
were
what War
in
Journal gives
position
you that.
where
Yeah.
they want to be for the chapter-proof missions. But we didn't like set up very specifically where dense terrain was, where light terrain
Right,
was that
right,
the
right, right.
the app layouts have in that level of detail. We just played on a cool looking jungle board.
Yeah.
Super fun game. Yeah. Really good back and forth. It was pretty even neck and neck. Peter ended up making, I think in turn 2, Gene Stealer Colt can recycle units after they die.
Right.
So he was bringing units back on my home objective, basically, in that like back corner. And he was measuring things very specifically, which I didn't catch. Otherwise, I would have helped him realize that he was basically deploying his units a full movement turn of my away from his tokens. Because if you get close to the Gene Stealer reform,
They
tokens,
get within
they
8
go away.
inches of them. or
They go away,
something.
right?
But he was bringing these units back in my turn, so I didn't have a movement phase to get to the tokens to bring them. So he ended up being pretty far out of position, like a whole turn out of position for his reinforcement units. And like he was being very like good on measuring that, and it didn't click to me. Like, well, why is he
way over
why is he so far back?
Right, exactly.
Which like he lined up for a bunch of anyway.
Those abominants, dude, are brutal.
Yes,
they
hit really hard. He has a ton of reinforcements that come in turn 2 on my home objective. So they're all 8 inches away because that's all they have to be now.
His recycled units, though, are they uppy downy units or are they units that die and
they die and then they come back?
They die and come back.
But each unit can only do that once.
He has a certain amount of points that you get. You get 10
you get
reinforcement
recycling points,
right? So each unit has a point.
So it's different than AOS. Okay, yeah.
So his turn 2 reinforcements come in and they are all 8 inches away. I didn't screen out my backfield because like let's play a game, let's have fun with it.
Right.
I'm gonna go do my thing and not just be like, okay, you can't play.
Peter's such a great
yeah, and it's like
so fun.
He's a super fun opponent. So he ends up dropping 3 units down in basically around my home objective, and then proceeds to make 3 out of 4 long bomb charges.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So he made a 12-inch charge, which did affect how he was going to charge. Like in 10th edition, he would have charged my warp spiders, but because of the 12 that he ended up rolling on the dice, he's like, okay,
something else.
I'm getting these guys on the objective instead, who are further away.
I made a 12-inch charge in our game too.
So, yeah, both games I've had 12-inch charges against me.
Great,
which is fantastic. Yes,
if it makes you feel better. Carl failed a 6-inch charge.
Yeah, I failed like 3 charges.
I've had a couple little short fails, but overall, super fun game. Lots of good back and forth. Really fun. Just threw the avatar down the middle of the board and said, "Go deal with this guy."
That's what I do too. I like.
he did work.
Here, deal with him.
Yeah. I actually got to take advantage of plunging fire game 2 of 11th edition with some Wind Riders who are fast enough to get on top of that tall terrain, and their bases fit just great. They were able to get some plunging fire going on there. It was really fun. Peter ended up being out of position largely because of him thinking I had an extra turn of movement to remove his tokens, but He started running out of he had ran out of his reinforcement points, and I was everywhere I needed to be.
Yeah, sounds like he may not have won this game.
I won the game.
Yeah,
Josh has won every game of 40K he's played in 11th edition.
That's true. That is true.
He's undefeated.
What, 3 games?
2. I'm batting 500.
Yes, you are.
1,000. Super fun game.
500 too. Yeah.
Always a good time to play a game with Peter. He does the hobby right in so many ways.
Yeah. He's really talented, really cool. Like painter and like modeler and terrain builder.
And there's so much story built into his models and units and things like that. So it's great. Super fun game. Dude. And then in Santa Cruz, we did our little Sasquatch Skirmish Society. We did a game day where I played a couple of non-40K games.
I was going to say they're all non-40K games.
Drop Fleet Commander, 1490 Doom, which is kind of like a smaller version of Mordheim. You only have 3 models. It plays very quickly. Yeah. It's super fun. I very much enjoyed that. Played that with Jody, which was great. And then Fires of Orion, which is a miniature agnostic mech game, so you could play it with Titanicus Knights.
Oh, okay. I was trying to remember what that was.
It's also a very fun game with, things explode. Things are more likely to explode. When things explode, they take out buildings and other mechs.
I love that.
Yeah, it was super fun. So,
and we're setting up a Titanicus day up at
got a mega battle coming up in next month, and yeah.
Dan Osborne's coming down.
Yeah, he's flying down. For a game. Yep.
I'll have to find out about that later.
Yeah. All right. That's games played.
Whew.
Let's take a short break. We're going to come back. Oh, we were supposed to talk about something else.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the preview.
The preview. All right, let's talk.
Do you want to talk about the preview?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
it happened.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was.
The preview was amazing, and it's so funny to see people in the chat going, "Oh, this was a really meh preview." It's like, what? I mean,
people are looking for different things, right?
I guess so, but it does just because your one Peter Turbo didn't come out doesn't mean the whole
preview
it was
is a disaster,
bad.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's a disaster.
The ogre, the new ogre cavalry.
Yeah.
those guys were really cool. And the fact that they just showed the leg of whatever this big beast that's coming for the ogres. I mean, that the whole rework of that army was really, really good. The new Chaos Warriors and Chaos Knights.
Yeah, those models are amazing.
Really nice. And the fact that that box is Chaos versus Cathay, which is another beautiful army, is going to make that new starter box just an amazing purchase. For me, it's not going to be, I mean, I have all the Cathay stuff already, but just in terms of the two armies that are included,
I like the Chaos Dragon.
Really nice. Yeah. That Chaos Dragon is fantastic. The Exodites.
Yep.
They're Exodites.
For a kill team.
For a kill team, which means you can use them in 40K.
Yeah.
And there's two different versions of that unit.
Yeah. They look cool.
So, I mean, you could end up with 6 units of Exodites in your 40K army.
Yep.
And as we know, with kill team boxes, there's so many cool bits and extras that they have for each army on those sprues because kill team uses different things.
Yeah.
But so you're going to have a lot of, just a plethora of bits that you can use for an Eldar army. Oh man, it's just.
I imagine it'll be similar to the Corsairs with how they've released.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a couple Exodite kits that end up coming out.
Right.
It'll be cool.
I don't think it was a surprise that the Orc Codex is coming out.
No, because it was based, I think, on the battles.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't think that was a surprise. It was cool that they're getting a new truck.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they showed it next to the existing trucks.
Yeah.
And it fits right in.
Yeah.
And along those same lines, in one of the orc groups, somebody posted a picture where that they have a unit of their orcs that has the Blackreach orcs, the newish orcs, and then the brand new orcs, all like in the same unit, and they're orcs. And so the fact that they're not exactly the same actually makes it look better. Because it's even more varied.
I will say the new orcs are long overdue for new boys and that kind of thing, and so I'm really excited to see them get this stuff. I like the new war boss they showed a whole bunch. I think I'm excited to see orcs get what's coming to them. I mean, it's kind of nice. Like I get to speak from up on high because like Chaos has been treated really well over the last 18 months. And so for me, I'm just like excited to see other people get these armies and
totally
see them on the table.
My wallet is safe, and I'm also excited.
And it wasn't. I mean, that's the other thing. There was a ton of stuff in that preview that I'm not gonna buy, but it just is amazing stuff. And the fact that they are reaching into these different areas, like the Exodites, and people have been talking about them for like second edition. I mean, the artwork for them, I think we're in the second edition rulebook.
Yeah.
And to see them come out like that. The other thing was, it wasn't technically part of the preview, but it came out during that same week. They're doing a 1 week order of the old baby dragons.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
the old ogre mercenaries.
Yeah.
And the old orc brutes. And I won't buy the ogres, but I'm definitely buying those baby dragons.
Nice.
Definitely buying those baby dragons, and I might steal Dave Gormley's idea about using those orc brutes as runt herds.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I thought that the preview was just fantastic.
That new orc war boss is really good looking.
Yeah.
I was hoping they were going to release Primarchs for Legions Imperialis, but we're getting all the Titan weapons in plastic, which was cool too.
Yeah. The new Titans,
resin kits have not been available for a while.
And in plastic.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Nice.
They're all in plastic sprues now. So the one, I think I have 2 Warlord weapons that I don't have in resin because I've got most of them.
Right.
And they're both on the same sprue for just buying one sprue. So I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, can you buy? But you have to buy the whole model, or you can just buy just the
They'll
sprue.
have just the weapon sprue.
Oh, see, that's fantastic, right? And so, yeah, I thought the launch. I mean, I thought the preview was. There was none of it that I thought was wasted time. Was everything something I would buy? No, but I thought it was time well spent.
Yeah,
to watch that stuff.
New starter set for Necromunda.
Yeah,
which is
I'm curious on that. I'm a little torn. I'm curious.
I'll see I'll take a look.
I'm going to be. I'll be buying that new book. I'm not going to buy that set, but I will definitely buy the book.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to see how they've changed it, and I want to see if I'm going to be able to play without having 7 books. I have to laugh.
You don't like
that
it.
I have to laugh that Neil's bag broke because it had so many books in it. Oh, that's on the Facebook page. But one of the things...
They're actually doing a mechanical refresh of Necromunda.
Yeah.
It's not just...
Yeah.
I want to see what that's like.
Yeah.
And, if I play again, I'm just going to try and lobby for whoever I'm playing with that 65s and 66s don't count. So,
what did you
Dead
think?
is dead.
What did Brian? Have you talked to Brian? What did he think about the nails, the butcher's nails animation?
yeah.
I have not.
I'm
talked to
really
him about
curious
that.
to hear what he thinks about that.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I'll get back to you.
All right. Okay. So yeah, I think overall it was good. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Not a lot I need to buy in there, but I was excited to see some cool stuff. So
Right.
Good to know.
Golden Age continues.
All right. Yeah. So let's take a short break. We'll come back and then we're going to get into the main topic of the show. We'll start talking about what our initial thoughts are around Terrain 11th edition and how it's going to impact narrative play. Be right back. All right, and so we're back. We're going to be talking about 11th edition and kind of what it does for narrative play a little bit. This is kind of our estimate at the moment. Not really super informed decisions. We both only played a couple games. All three of us have only played a couple games at this point.
Right.
But I have some thoughts and we'll get into that. But before we get started, I kind of want to do kind of a quick gut check with you guys so far.
Yeah.
In terms of 11th edition, like one or two words, like give me a 1 or 2 word take on what do you think about 11th edition so far?
I think it's a nice glow up.
Glow up. That's your word. Okay.
I'm going to give you more words, but I'm going to say I'm way more excited for 11th already than I was for 10th.
Yeah.
And I always, every game I played of 10th was fun and I like 11th more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say, not even cautiously excited, like enthusiastically excited about it so far. That's my take on it so far.
And
2 games I've played so far have been with 2 of my favorite people, honestly. And honestly, they've been great games. So
yeah, I mean, obviously who you're playing with makes a difference.
always.
Yeah.
But I think, and I use the term glow up because it's not drastically different.
Right.
That was a good call.
Yeah.
But it feels fresher and it feels better. And the terrain, I like the terrain stuff a lot better. But let's talk. I want to get across.
So let's talk about I think the best place to start is the way objectives have changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
With objectives no longer being necessarily a 40 millimeter base or a circle representing.
I'll get back to you on that.
We can talk about that.
Yeah.
With it not being the suggested tournament.
The tournament method,
So
right?
the clarification on that is chapter approved does not use
Chapter
40
approved.
millimeter
Right.
Yes, they
circle
do.
bases.
Chapter approved does. The tournament bracket does not.
No.
Look at your chapter approved cards. They're all 40 millimeter objectives with no terrain on the table in the layouts.
There's no layouts on there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all objectives.
Either way. 40 millimeters are still part of the base, but
You could, Here's okay. So basically, now what you have here was my main concern. Here before playing, here was my main concern.
Okay.
Let me float that. I am not a fan of fixed battlefields.
Right.
Yep.
From the moment I started having to measure so that this thing was diagonally exactly where it needed to be for the tournament that I was playing in, I was like, I hate this. Like I hate this to my core. It takes away. It's time wasted in my opinion.
Right.
It's just okay, fine. I mean, Don, you and I set up a table. Josh, you and I set up a table approximating. Yeah. Okay, this is where it is. I felt like that had no major impact on the game and how the game played.
I mean, it affected some line of sight issues here and there, but overall,
but we were able to talk
Right,
to that.
right.
I understand why this is important for tournament play.
Yep.
100% understand it. My concern was
we don't 100% care about playing a balanced game. We're going to have fun either way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Balanced or not.
But I mean, generally we like to be, somewhat balanced. I don't want to see somebody on the back foot and I win.
There are
because
less
they are.
precise ways to have a semblance of balance. Yeah.
So my concern was, well, here we go. Everybody's going to get fixated on this. And they have. Like, I've read Reddit threads where they were talking about the little side bumps on the terrain.
Yep.
Yes. Because you can toe in.
On the terrain footprints.
Yeah.
Where people were talking about the exact shape of those terrain footprints that GW puts out has these little bumps and how it is critical that those little bumps be there. And I'm like, I hate to tell you this, but it's not. Like, if you being able to get your guy that extra eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch, so that he can get his foot in, you've already lost the game. Like, that's not going to be the difference between you winning and losing. It's just not. And so already people are
But it makes a difference about whether or not you can see through the terrain. I mean, there is an issue with it.
I understand, but you have an edge there anyway.
Yeah, you have an edge anyway.
You have an edge there anyway. Those little bumps mean
I see what you're saying. Right.
And they love to cite GW says, well, they are intentional and this is what GW is going to use for their terrain. Cool. I'm telling you, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But again, we've got people that are just binary. You know, it's this or it's not.
Right.
And again, like, that's not why I play this game.
Right.
And that was my concern. And here we are. Okay, we're going through that again. Now, as I've gone through it, I think I don't care. Like, I just don't care what those people are going to do.
You're not playing those events.
I am not playing those events. I'm not playing. So it has zero impact on me.
Right.
Zero impact on me. Amongst our group, none of us are necessarily fixing it. We could set out a table where we're like, hey, let's do this time. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But we could also set out like a totally just story-driven table.
Yeah.
And okay, so that's my take. That's my initial take. Any additional responses to that before I keep going? Because I mean, I'll get on my pulpit here.
I think that,
and again, I want to reiterate, I see why it's important for tournament play.
Right.
Not
both the games that I've played, we used the war journal and we pulled up a map and pretty quickly we're able to throw stuff on. I mean, the game I played with Scott, we actually used the printout footprints and we used light terrain and heavy terrain based on what they suggested.
Yeah.
Now, did we measure it to the millimeter? No, like we didn't yesterday.
No, we just like it's about here.
But it's about here and we set it up approximate. It was relatively quick. It made for a nice looking table and the game was good.
Yeah.
Right. And so, the fact that it gives you kind of a guideline for how to set the table up.
Yeah.
I was fine with that.
I actually am fine with that.
Yeah.
And we just randomized it, which one we're going to pick.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't like it, you set up a different one. Right.
I will say,
I thought it was,
you raised a good point.
I like being able to have something that kind of gives me a guideline because otherwise like, well, what do you think about this? Well, I don't know. Maybe we should put it over there. And you end up talking yourself out. I don't know. But I liked having something that was a guideline that you can kind of throw together something relatively approximate.
I actually, you've actually turned my opinion on that just a little bit with the statement you made. Like, I can see where that is beneficial. A lot of times what would happen is, if somebody was coming over here to play a game, I would set the table up in advance.
Right.
And I'd just be like, here's the table we're playing on. What side do you want? And I try to make it as equal as possible.
I set it up. You choose sides.
You can still do that. And it's totally fine. And
I would argue choosing sides is less important than ever.
Now it doesn't matter at all.
Like in the thing
if you are setting up to the symmetrical.
Correct.
Right. Because all the layouts are symmetrical.
Yeah. Which is,
it's interesting because we did, when we set up the game yesterday, it's like, you know what? I don't like that these back ends are empty. Let's put a couple things on there. Just for looks, because we didn't actually use them.
Yeah, but it was weird because
we were
on a 4x6 table and everything was in the middle. It's
yeah. But
I get why GW has this because
100%.
To your point, it's a great guideline. To the other point is so many people are playing against unknown people at events.
Right.
Is that it's the jumping off point. Like they've had the conversation for you to standardize and, streamline deployments. So
fair point.
You know what to expect. You can practice to it. People are they're speaking the same language when they go to a table.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's not the only way to play.
But it's not the only way to play.
And what's cool is that you can set up the table, like you said, you can just set up a cool looking table and then pull out the chapter approved deck. And when you pull up a mission, it shows you where to put the objectives. And you can put them on that table that's already preset.
So that's what we've done, which is why I actually didn't realize that that's where the objectives are. I didn't use any of the this
layouts.
is where terrain goes specifically.
Right.
But based upon where the objectives are, that's where you put terrain, because
You can do it that way too. You can do it that way too. Yeah.
And by the way, nothing prevents you from still using 40 millimeter bases. For terrain.
Right.
Or
And that's
for
even called
using-
out in the rule book.
Or for using your old round.
Your old frisbees.
Yeah, your frisbees.
Yeah.
Your
that you spent all that money on.
Yeah, your coasters, your giant coasters.
Yeah.
I do like that terrain is the objective.
Yes.
Though.
Yeah.
Like I really do dig that.
Yeah.
I think the reason I always bring this topic up though is just because.
Why do you always bring this up?
Because I don't want people to think this is the only way to play it, and overwhelmingly, like people do this.
Yeah.
They're quite frankly, like they're even doing it in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. They're like, oh, I don't use anything that's not a Wizards of the Coast product. I'm like, you realize there's like a whole plethora. There's like a library of third-party products.
Right.
People are like,
Is there that?
Haven't you ever made up like your own magic items? No, I wouldn't do that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I don't play this game to use my imagination.
Yeah,
Carl.
I mean, like, oh my God. So, I mean, to me, it's like, and I'm probably jumping ahead really far, but as I came to the conclusion, as I was putting the notes together and everything, I was like, it's your game. Play it how you want to play it.
Absolutely.
And this is when I was working at the store, I used to tell people, we're not going to come to your house and take it away from you.
Yeah.
It's your game. Play it the way you want.
The Inquisition is. I mean, that being said, like, I also like, let's say I was going to store and meeting somebody new. Like this does give me like, hey, look, we're gonna.
It's that common language. It's a jumping off point.
100%.
That. Yeah. It is the expectation.
Now let me show you the right way to play.
But
I'm kidding. Yeah. I will say again, going to the War on the Shore the first year I did it, and then just starting to set up, and it was like down to this has to be two and a quarter inches, and this has to be, and I was just like, I hate this.
Every single footprint had to matter, but then the terrain on the footprint didn't actually really matter that much, right? Because it was all about the footprints.
It was at that point. It was all just,
and now it's both. It's going to be the footprint and the style of terrain on it.
Man, can you imagine running a tournament at the size of like Adepticon right now?
You know what I would do?
Yeah, make the players set the stuff.
No, I would go
not gonna have time.
I would go
better do it fast.
I would go print out
a
full size mat layout. Yep, and just throw it on the table and say, "Put the terrain on it."
Oh God, like
it's pre-measured. It's already printed. Just do it.
It hurts my soul so much.
I know, me too. But I mean, that's
just use clear acrylic terrain. And,
people are already making it.
I know. This is what I'm saying. Like, where is the hobby in this?
And we can just take our.
Well, you get your pre-painted terrain from GW.
Well, that stuff actually looks pretty good.
You're going to pay a premium for it.
I would imagine.
But it's cool
I
that
haven't
it
seen the
exists.
price point on it.
I think I saw something that said it was going to be in the 350 range, 360 range
For like a huge set
For
of
a-
it. For a table's
for a
worth.
table's worth.
Well, you're fighting 3D printers right now. So, and painting terrain, I actually enjoy. It doesn't take long.
Painting terrain's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty darn
And you
That's
can
not
buy
my
a full
hurdle.
table's worth of terrain by buying 2 of the Combat Patrol kits, which is going to be less than paying a full-size table that's painted and then paint it yourself.
Yeah.
So you can just do that if you want.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. It's all good stuff. Like it's there if you want it, right? Like I'm not going to begrudge something.
No, it's great to have options.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I look, if the guys over at the 40K Badcast want to delve deep into tournament play, well, I'm going to be the champion of the narrative play style. And so if you're sick of hearing me talk about it, go listen to 40K Badcast. They'll talk about 40K.
So let's talk about the army dispositions and those missions and how that is bringing more narrative and more asymmetrical gameplay into what is now a very symmetrical game setup.
100% agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
agree.
So I think that's awesome.
That
So
is
going
awesome.
to what you're saying, Josh. So based on the detachments that you have, it says what type of army you have.
Yeah.
And then your opponent may have a completely different type of army.
Yep.
And then when they play against each other, it determines kind of what the missions are going to be.
Yeah. So you have 5 different dispositions.
It leans into your strengths for your army.
So there are 5 different missions that you're playing depending on who you're facing.
Right.
But whatever disposition you choose will kind of determine like how you want to build that army. Like
And it'll
narratively,
help
you're
determine what your
trying to-
primary mission is.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. which is different for each of those matchups.
Right.
So your primary mission will be different for each of those different matchups that you're playing against other dispositions or a mirror match disposition.
Right.
But they are all trying to do a similar thing. It's kind of themed of what each disposition is trying to do. So you can lean into that narratively of how you want to build your list to achieve that.
Right.
But you can also lean into that competitively of like, okay, this is these are the tools I need to do this consistently, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, or, you can play in either way. But narratively, I love that my fragile glass cannon Eldar are not standing in the very middle of a battlefield with zero terrain to just get blasted off of an objective.
100% agree.
They have no business being there. They will never survive it. They're a dying race because apparently they're idiots standing in the middle of nowhere on a circle.
They have been. They just got smarter.
Standing in the middle on a circle.
So yeah, like I love that. I love that.
I will agree.
Yeah, it brings
100%.
that to life.
Yeah, and if you look at the Dominatus deck, it's even more detailed and more involved and more options available for you. And it's even
had a
more
chance to
narrative.
go through
It's
it
a
in depth
really
yet.
cool deck.
Yeah.
And every, the three different styles of armies have different cards that they can. I mean, it's a really cool setup. And when you look at it, at first it kind of makes your head spin. But but when I went through and I kind of sorted the cards and I sorted each thing for each type of army and then put them all together, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's a really cool setup. And I suggest that people open that deck and look at it and maybe use it for some games, because I think that you're going to find that it's going to enhance. I really like the way that the current version works, like with the War Journal, but this is kind of takes it to a whole nother level. And while I do like Crusade with certain modifications, I think I'm excited to try this new style.
Which Dominatus allows for agendas, which to me personally was the best part of Crusade.
Right.
'Cause it's what's telling the narrative.
Right.
You're trying to do this thing on the tabletop. It is bringing narrative of the
and your agenda can be
40K
secret.
lore
Yes.
to the actual gameplay on the tabletop.
Right. Okay. Right.
So a couple other points I want to make here. I think more than ever, and this is what I try to tell like Doug Johnson, right? When he's like, oh no, I'm a narrative player. I'm like, dude, we are playing two different games.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, we are using the same rule book to play the game two different ways.
Yeah.
And
totally agree.
And it is still that. It is still 100% that. Like, you have a tournament set of players that are going to play it one way. I think narrative players are empowered to play it however they want to play it.
Yes. I feel like we have more levers that we can pull.
Agreed. And I am very excited about the Dominatus or Dominatus deck, however it's pronounced.
Right.
I haven't looked through mine yet. I have it. But that, like, just the description of it had me excited to check it out. Yeah. Here's the other thing. I've seen it in both the games that we have played. I think more terrain is more important than ever, though.
Yes.
The game, its lethality level on many, especially in mini shooting units, is so high.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have terrain to be in, to hide behind, and to maneuver around.
If I can't completely hide from those Forge Fiends, I'm obliterated.
You're going to be in trouble. You're going to have a bad day.
Yeah.
Well, so it's not just the terrain that's important, because it is, but it's also how do you choose to move in and around it.
Yes.
Right. So it really adds to your tactics and your strategy for how you're going to approach this particular mission that you're playing.
Yeah.
So I think my suggestion, though, with that in mind, is if you're not going to adhere to the footprints specifically,
right,
you are going to want to look at how they're packing terrain on those footprints.
Yeah.
And pack terrain into
use that as a guide.
Use it as a rough guide.
In terms of how much you're going to put onto the table.
In the old days, they used to say you would take about a quarter of the table if you could fill that with terrain, and then you'd spread that terrain around the table. That does not hold anymore.
I think it's going to be at least a third.
You need
I'd say it's at least half.
Yeah. I don't know about half, but at least a third.
Yeah.
Between a third and a half, yeah.
Sure. Let's.
Yeah.
3/5.
3/5, yeah.
No, 2/5.
I mean, anyway. I was thinking of the terrain we used last night, for example. If you were to pile that all together, I don't think it would have made half the table.
Fair point.
I don't think, and In fact, if you take the
where we were drawing lines, like if we'd say between these two trees is that line,
right?
You consider that space.
Yeah.
It's okay. So whatever. I mean
somebody out there can do the analysis because the footprints exist, right? So it's
probably not that hard because there's squares drawn all over the map.
Yeah. I'm sure that Liz, who's an architect, probably already knows what the percentage is. So let us know, Liz.
Yeah.
So but the point being, you're gonna want to bounce that way up.
Yeah.
Like
right.
Look at the vehicles should be barely fitting between things, and it should be pretty tight. So
right. If you can run two abreast with rhinos, you don't have enough terrain.
There's not enough terrain. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Parade orders are for the display cases, not the battlefield.
That's right. So I think I've always liked tables with lots of terrain.
Yeah.
So this
if you look at the flex, if you ever attended to TechCon and look at the 40K flex tables, that's kind of where you want to go.
We do
terrain.
try to pack them. Yeah, and that's going to kind of. I'll talk about that in the next segment, but I want to talk a little bit about the flex and where we go with that too. But I do feel like the game has gotten maybe even a little more lethal than it was previously in 10th.
Yeah.
To the point where, for example, my vehicle's destroyed. My guys disembark. Now the vehicle explodes. Now I roll. First I roll
transports are definitely more lethal.
Transports are dangerous.
All hazardous, ones and twos.
Ones and twos.
Double lethality of hazardous.
Yeah,
right
double
there.
lethality.
You are killing stuff off faster, or yourself in the case of Land Raiders.
Okay. Always be dark pacting,
dude. I've done it.
Always be dark pacting
until you got one point left, and you really need to shoot those last cannons.
Then you better make that leadership check.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's just kind of my takeaway. I think that density and line of sight is important,
and also the fact that you can't use more than one stratagem on a unit per phase
is huge.
Increases the lethality.
Yeah,
right. Because you can't do Overwatch and a reroll. You can't do the charge and a tank shock.
But the charge capabilities now to make things more lethal.
Yep.
You just roll and then what's near me?
I'll tell you, in my game against Peter, I definitely missed Overwatch not happening in the charge phase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because against Deep Strike, you might not be in position, but when they charge, you should be in position.
Yeah. That Overwatch is only in the movement phase now.
The end, but it's at the end of the movement phase, which is nice because you have a chance to kind of suss out what makes the most sense.
Because it literally used to be before you moved or after you moved.
Right.
Before you charged or after you charged.
Yeah.
I had a lot of options. Now I actually appreciate that.
I like the change. I personally like the change.
But it increased the lethality when you're getting charged by deep striking gene stealers.
Yeah.
You really want to overwatch them when they charge.
When they arrive.
Yeah.
And dark pack before you overwatch.
Yeah.
Always be dark packing.
Great.
Yeah.
Works great. Yeah. So I mean, I think, as far as initially kicking off the topic, those were the points I wanted to talk about.
No more golf courses.
Yeah. Planet Bowling Ball is long since gone. Yeah. But here's the other thing. In the days where we had that, it was hard to come by terrain. You had to make that terrain yourself.
Yeah.
How many times did you play on things where you had books down as terrain?
Yeah.
Or you had cans or
spray painted styrofoam.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the first time after going up to Endgame in Oakland and seeing all the terrain there, I came home and built some terrain and ordered terrain.
Yeah.
And the next time guys showed up, they're like, "Oh wow, you really got a lot of stuff." And I'm like, I look at those pictures from those days, and I'm like, I did not have a lot of terrain.
Yeah.
Those tables are missing a lot of terrain.
Yeah.
Now with 3D printers and pre-painted terrain and plastic.
Yeah, so much more support from GW and other third-party companies.
Yeah. MDF, stuff. There's just
TT Combat.
Yeah, there's just tons of terrain out there. We are not living in a starving terrain supply any longer.
Right.
Yeah.
And so these tables are achievable fairly cheaply too, especially if you have a 3D printer.
Yep, absolutely. Right. I love that objectives are terrain features now. If you're playing that,
I do too.
Obviously. I love that fact, and everything has pointed that Games Workshop is actually going to be releasing thematic terrain objective pieces.
Would love it.
So it'll be this is an exploded vehicle of some sort. That is your
terrain. That's your objective.
It's an objective, whether it's in a terrain footprint, it is a whole footprint. We'll see, but
it also gives really good modeling opportunities for folks as well. Because if you look at the different layouts, it's usually the large terrain footprints that are the objectives, or it is the large, or it's the L1, two of them put together,
right,
like in the center of the table. So you can do things like create your own downed Thunderhawk or exploded truck or whatever, and you could say, "Oh, this is the objective," or you've got to get to that device and turn it on or whatever. I think it really makes for some really cool opportunities for people who want to create their own objective markers.
Whole thematic table.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's do this. It's a short segment. We're going to come back. We got a second part of this segment I want to talk about. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Again, shorter show today because we had a long hobby progress and games played session, but also I think this topic, we're still new to.
We want to get more games under our belt.
Got to get more games in, but I mean,
but it's nice to have people looking at this and thinking about it as they go into this edition.
Absolutely.
Because we talked about we're both tournament players and narrative focused players, or they're kind of playing the same game but with they're playing two different games but with the same rule set. I think that the important thing about 11th edition so far is that nothing's been taken away from you if you're a narrative gamer. If anything, you've actually been given more tools and I think more interesting tools to play with.
Yeah, agreed.
I think the key feature here, and I think Adan,
I'm going to reserve judgment on that, but yes.
Okay. I think Adan phrased it well is he threw me off. I was going to compliment you and everything.
The glow up?
You did. No. I think that
using it as a guide,
heavy terrain, and using it as a guide. That's what Adan said. Yeah. Using those setups as a guide is a really, really great point. Just if you're not interested in playing the completely symmetrical warfare thing, just use it as a guide, set up whatever you want. You can still do missions where you're like, well, there's a cathedral at one end of the table and that's now the objective for this group.
Right.
And by the way, you just make sure that the area that they're leading up to the cathedral has tons of terrain on it as well.
Right.
I am looking forward to not just seeing a bunch of L's on the table anymore.
You are going to see a bunch of L's still on the table.
But also they get put together in ways too that kind of create a little more of a.
There's some rectangles, there's some triangles, there's some L's.
Not just L's.
That's fine.
But yes, of course, you're still going to see
playing on the table you got from Dunsmore, playing on a forest table. I don't remember the last time I played on a forest table, and it worked so well.
First off,
it was great. It's beautiful.
Kudos to Dunsmore for making some amazing looking terrain.
Yeah.
Thanks to the guys over at Faultline Gaming for
forcing it on you,
giving it to me. Trees are something I have wanted for a long time.
And it worked great for us to just use them as they are heavy terrain.
But now I've got some ideas on how I can make things that kind of you have the two trees and you have something between them.
Yeah.
I've got some ideas on how to create some stuff so that maybe it's like a bunch of bushes between them.
Right,
so
like hedges or something like that.
This is that line.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like one of the things we were supposed to have a light or a light cover next to the heavy cover, and he had a column. I said, well, just lay the column down.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought. I was trying to
column,
stand
right? Because the column was already busted at one end. It looked like it was busted at one end. And it was perfect. It made the layout of the table. It looked great.
It was funny. I was trying to stand it. I'm like, oh yeah, I can just stand it here, and we can say between here. He's like, just lay it down. I'm like, what? He's like, just lay it down. I'm like, oh yeah, that works great. Fallen column,
and it tells a little story.
Yeah, it tells
yeah.
So cool. Why are you holding judgment on that? You said I'm gonna.
Yeah, you said that nothing's taken away from you.
Well, and I think more tools have been provided to you.
Well, but they took away Crusade, right? So what I'm reserving judgment on is I want to actually use the Dominatus deck and see how that works and see if I still get the same a satisfying feel the way that I did with.
It's interesting that you latch on to Crusade.
Crusade is still, from what Games Workshop has said at this point, Crusade will still be coming in Crusade specific books. You will not have Crusade built into codexes though. But you still will have
I'm interested to see how they do that, because I would like to see them leverage the Dominatus deck as they do that.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting.
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
Right. And because one of the things I think could have been done with Crusade to make it better is kind of using what Chris Stover does, was where, you can't upgrade a unit until all your other units have at least one upgrade.
Yeah.
Right. Or only characters can be upgraded, or you designate ahead of time what are your bands of brothers, and those are the only units that can upgrade. So there's ways that you can modify their old Crusade system so it's not as much bookkeeping, but you still get that sense of achievement.
It's
right.
interesting.
And so I hope in the leverage. Sorry to cut you off. But I hope that they leverage the Dominatus deck, where I'm seeing like agendas are still there, and the structure of it looks really interesting, and I'm very, very looking forward to anticipating how they're going to leverage that deck into that narrative game set.
Yeah, I apologize for interrupting you. You were in the middle of saying that. I wanted to like Crusade a whole bunch.
Yep.
Really wanted to like it. I just felt like the more I got into it, the more it was just layering rules over more rules didn't make necessarily something narrative.
Yeah.
It just
true. No, absolutely true.
The
absolutely
later
Mm-hmm.
true.
versions of Crusade that released that had like, this is more of a framework. We're telling a collaborative story. Like,
right.
It's not just take your Crusade and go play with any random people out in the world. Like it became more focused, and I do think they brought the narrative more, but it was also,
But I really dug, like, especially the one where you were like collecting Blackstone and stuff. Like conceptually I liked it.
Right. Yeah.
And so I, like you said, Chris Stover's made some interesting adjustments to it, and the guys from Fault Line 40K
have made some adjustments,
ideas where it's just like, no, we kind of took conceptually what they were doing, and you get this benefit. And that's it, like just once, so we can just move forward.
Yeah.
And I think that is, again, narrative doesn't necessarily mean more rules. It's just telling a story on the table. Okay. I mean, we talked about 10th edition style objectives. You can still use those. I'm kind of looking at our notes here. We talked about lethality already. Asymmetry, like when does story trump balance? You can still play. I was never a fan of playing. I'm not a fan of playing games where it's like I am overmatched and seeing how long I can hold out. Like that's a style of narrative play.
Yeah.
I'm much more a fan of saying, as I used the example earlier, well, I have a cathedral at this end of the table, and my Marines are trying to, or my Sisters of Battle are trying to defend the cathedral. You're trying to assault it from this direction, but let's try to make this as balanced as possible.
Right.
And sometimes we would get into it and go, ooh, like that didn't work out.
We missed the mark.
I missed the mark on that one. And the nice thing about that is a lot of times both players in those cases recognize that and can try and make some adjustments on the fly.
Yeah.
If possible. Like I played a game against Travis where I vastly underestimated some things. I was like, I'm never a fan of those. Like I start in the middle of the table and everybody's around me.
I played a bunch of the asymmetric missions that were in the 10th old card deck. In the chapter 2 card deck.
They were pretty good.
And they were fun.
Yeah.
They were fun. I mean, some of them are like, I'm going to get my butt kicked.
Some of them are definitely unbalanced, but they were all fun.
But a lot of it had to do with, if I was using a different army and I was in this same situation, I probably would have been okay, but this particular army in this situation was not good. So what might be interesting would be, okay, this is the asymmetric setup. Now build your list.
Yes, that's just what I was going to say. You beat me to it. As
have a narrative reason for why this is your set up your mission.
Right. This is what we're going to do.
Right.
When you come tomorrow, be prepared. Know, or next week when we set up this mission, here's what the mission's going to look like.
Right.
Here's what I'm trying to do. Here's what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
You get set up.
The old 40K,
that's really cool.
The old 40K Fight Club domination table, you used to say, I'm challenging you with to a 2,000 point game with my Black Templars.
Yeah.
And you would say, okay, I'm responding to your Black Templars with my Tyranids and I'm selecting this mission. And you'd say, okay, you're going to select that mission. We're going to play on this date. And so you kind of go back and forth. Yeah. So you're going into it saying, okay, next week I'm playing against Tyranids and this is the mission. I better use the right list. And so it's similar, that exact idea.
Well, it's like,
right?
So with the dispositions right now, you are building a list ideally to achieve your primary missions that you're going to.
It kind of does that for you, which is kind of cool. So
you're like, it is default baked into that. So taking it to the next level where here's the mission, build your list to play the mission. It's very similar. So
very similar.
It should be comfortable for people.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's no reason you can't.
I kind of like that idea. Like the next time we're going to play, hey, here's the mission we're going to play. Like we both know it in advance.
Right. And I would even say pull one of the layouts and missions from the 10th edition asymmetric deck.
Yeah.
And use that. Right.
I still keep the Altar of War missions and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Tons of that stuff for ideas. It was great. Yeah. It's great stuff. For those who don't know, like back in 6th and 7th edition, they released these books called Altar of War, and they would have 3 missions for each faction in them.
The battle missions books too.
Yeah. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Yeah. And they would have 3 missions for each kind of faction in them. And basically you'd have one that was really weighted against you, one that was pretty balanced, and the other one was weighted kind of more for you.
Right.
And you could set, and it was literally narratively flavored stuff.
Right.
Which I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah. We played a ton of those. Yeah.
That was a great
and you can also use the White Dwarf missions because they're not all symmetrical.
Correct.
And those very fun.
I'm still a huge fan of the White Dwarf mission stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's the first thing I look at when I get a White Dwarf is like, oh, what's the month's mission?
Well, after I gush over the cog fort on the cover, then I go to the mission.
That's stupid fort. I am not a fan. I mean, like, I see what they're going for. It's kind of a walking Howl's Castle kind of thing. Yeah. You know, it's just
Sigmar's Walking Castle.
You know what?
Yeah. You could do an anime of that.
I don't play Age of Sigmar, so it doesn't really affect me. So if you love it, love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Or as Justin says, live it.
Live it.
Live it.
And then let's talk a little bit about mentorship, because last episode we were talking about
bringing people into the game.
People in the hobby. Yep. And we talked about how this would be the good time to do it.
Yep.
You know, you have one of the things that struck me, and I may have mentioned this last episode too, was how many people I see talking and they're like, well, I've played since 9th edition and, you know, things were better back then. I'm like, oh, give me a break.
Oh, sweet summer child.
You're right. We talked about that last time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, and I've not realized how long I've played this. And honestly, I played this less time than you two have. But, you know, I mean, I've played since
less than Josh, about the same as
fourth is when I got it.
That's when I started too. Yeah.
And I remember I was talking, I think with Peter, and I was saying in 4th edition, you had the missions were completely different. You didn't really have missions. Actually, you just played a game of 40K and then you scored at the end.
Then you had the
end.
math phase.
Okay. So this unit is destroyed. So that's worth X points. And this unit's at half strength. So that's worth X points. And this unit is here and this unit. And it was like, there weren't necessarily objectives on the table. It was always kind of the same play. And I would play games not knowing how I was doing. And then I'd be like, okay, Jason, you know,
figure it out.
Who won? Who won?
It's like you had fun. It didn't matter.
Is so much better now.
Yeah.
Like
the way
they're
so
doing
much
it is
better.
so much
Absolutely.
better now.
Yeah. The other thing that I was just going to bring up on dispositions with the missions, like the primary missions, is that both narratively and gameplays wise, it kind of gives you a hint of where to start. Like, what do you want to do? Like, it's
a good point.
If you like some very meaty board games, like have a million paths to victory and you have no idea where to start. So it's at least giving you this little primer, a nudge of like, hey, this is kind of what this army wants to do. Like, go do that thing and then figure out how you want to do that thing and more games or do it differently.
It's a very good point.
So I do appreciate that from just a gameplay standpoint of like, yeah, here's a little nudge of this is kind of what you want to do. Like, lean into that.
And on going back to the mentorship thing, so for a new player, you need to bring this up to them and say, hey, here's the detachment you're looking at. Here's the dispositions. Is this the kind of army you really want to build? And if it's not, maybe you should be thinking of a different detachment and a different disposition. And so it adds another variable into what they might be looking at.
Yeah. I think to the mentorship point you're making, that for a newer player, that takes walking somebody through it.
Yes,
like the newer player is going to be overwhelmed by that.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they pick a faction
Yeah.
Right. And you can say, okay, here's your different detachments. Let's kind of go through, what do they do? What are they looking to do? And what kind of army do you want to build? Okay, that's what this detachment is. Let's talk about how you would achieve those kinds of primary missions.
Yeah.
But also, you don't have to play like that.
No.
Right? I mean, you can create your own story and set up your own table and do your own thing.
Yep.
There's not one way to do this.
Create your
own
missions.
It's
White Dwarf
and like
missions
I said
don't care
earlier,
about
they're
disposition.
not going to come to your house and take it away. Right? Play it the way you want to. And so if you go through all these things and you say, I really don't like the way this 11th edition thing is going, and you're a newer player, then don't use it.
Yeah, don't do it that way.
Don't do it that
and
way.
I think as mentors, with people into the hobby,
right?
Like we can also steer them that way. We can say, look, here's like explain the lay of the land. Like there's multiple ways to play the game.
Right.
If you want to get involved in tournaments, you're going to play differently than we're playing at my house.
Right.
Or I can walk you through how a tournament game goes. And you can see if you like that.
Right.
Or we can walk you through this story. Like most of the younger players I know that get into it are initially just drawn to the visuals.
Yeah.
And oh, these guys look cool, and these factions seem cool.
Yeah, I see.
You see more than I do.
I saw two different kind of sets. So there was one that was very much like that. What looked cool? I want to try and play this game. There were other people who came to it from. I saw it more as like a video game mentality. How do I win this game?
Oh, interesting.
I want to go through this. I like this army.
But how do I win?
But how do I win with this army? How do I win?
Fair enough. I mean, at its core, it is a competitive game.
Right. I mean, it's a game.
Somebody wins and somebody loses.
Right. But the focus might be, I want this to look really nice and tell a good story, as opposed to, I don't really care how it looks like. I want to win.
Right.
Right.
I think a good time at the table is a win. So, like if people just have a
no, I agree.
That's a great statement.
I agree, but for some people, if they don't win, they're not having a good time.
Yeah. Well, then half the time, at least, you're not going to have a good time. And initially, when you start, you're going to have a real bad time.
Yeah.
Like I lay that out. Like if you're a new player and you're just getting into this and we're playing, I'm going to crush you. You're not going to have a good time. Oh God. Well, it's true.
If that's all you care about,
if that's all you care about,
to win,
you're going to have a bad time until you get better. So get good, fool. You come from a video game background.
Get good.
You come from a video game background.
I'm really sorry I brought this up.
No. But I mean, think about that, right? If
Tough Love Tuttle coming out.
If you're not having a good time, unless you win, like I'm watching some World Cup games right now, and like going into those matches, one team's going to win.
Is that the game with the black and white balls that try and kick into a net?
And one team's going to lose.
There are a lot of draws.
And when those people, but even a draw is not necessarily a win. It could be a win for you, and it could be a loss.
Yeah.
It depends on where you sit in the whole scheme of things.
Well, they don't exist anymore because we're past that.
We're past that point. Yeah. But when you see one team win and they're celebrating, and the other team's in tears on the field, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Why do you play this game? Like, well, you get paid a lot of money to play it, but my point is, like, at the end of this match, somebody's going to be disappointed and somebody's not.
Right.
Now, at the end of our match, the two of you, I pointed it.
I know.
And then I
Good pointing, yeah.
Josh, at the end of our match, Josh, I lost. I still had fun.
Yeah.
And at the end of our match, I won. I still had fun. But you had
Of course
fun
you did, because
too.
you won, goddick.
It had nothing to do with it. I didn't bring up who won or lost on the post. You brought it up.
Didn't affect the fun of either of my games.
I never, if you notice, when I post our games, I'm like, look, we had this game, it was fun.
Yeah, I typically don't say who won either, but it was, I thought it was interesting because our game was super close the whole way.
Right.
And it was just that last turn.
It was.
Where,
Well, it made it exciting. It made it exciting.
Right, it was an exciting game.
But I mean, my point is, they're like, if you're bringing somebody new, especially somebody younger into the play, like my take is try to steer them away from winning is
net
fun
listing and trying to win all
winning
the time.
is fun and losing is not fun.
Yeah. Right.
Because they're going to have a lot of not fun initially. Aaron loses most of his games to me, yet keeps coming in playing. He wins occasionally, but it's like he doesn't play as much as I do.
Yeah. He's not there to win.
He's there to hang.
Yeah. He's winning at the table.
Travis has been playing more than I have. And the last couple of games we played, he crushed me. And I'm like, oh, Travis is getting better. But I still had fun.
Cue the dice rolling montage.
Yeah, for sure. Dice bags full on two ends of a pole, lifting them up.
I've said this in the past, like 10th edition especially. Like 10th edition was not my favorite version of 40K. Like it was a good edition. Every single game of 40K that I played in 10th edition, I had fun with.
Yeah.
But just the way the rules were, there were other game systems I'd rather play over it.
There's probably still other games
there
that
still are,
11.
but every game of 40K that I have is fun, and that's a win. And it's not about winning or losing.
Yeah.
It's just about the time spent with friends or even random people.
And I'm excited about the Dominatus deck and seeing how do we turn these into like three act plays.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And that kind of thing. So anyway,
little campaign in a weekend.
I try to encourage people. I remember learning racquetball with my dad, and my dad just freaking destroyed me. Like I was in tears at the end of the racquetball game. I was like 8 years old. He just destroyed me. I'm like, this is not fun.
He was trying to inspire you.
Yeah, inspired me to never play racquetball again.
Fair enough.
So I was done.
You missed out. It's a fun game.
Yeah. I'd play with you.
Yeah.
Not now.
Not at all. We got bad ankles. A bad knee.
We'd hurt ourselves.
Go play pickleball.
Get hurt playing pickleball too. All right. Anyway, I think that's kind of where we stand at the moment with the game. I am very encouraged by what I have seen so far. I'm encouraged, and it's got my creative juices flowing. The last thing I want to talk about is the 40K Flex event.
Yeah.
Because we don't use standard terrain.
Yep.
But I think we can make this work. Like we get enough terrain and we can put L's together and whatnot. Yeah. And I think we can flood the table with stuff.
If you want a 50-50, like these are White Dwarf mission tables. These are footprint tables.
You can set up your footprint how you want.
Or you can do it either. There's nothing saying you can't take a White Dwarf mission and use footprint.
I am just like I was a little concerned initially, but I'm becoming less concerned about how does that 40K Flex event embrace? Yeah. How do we embrace that spirit?
Carl, you, Mr. Narrative North Star over here, have bought multiple sets of footprints.
Yeah. Yeah.
So clearly you think it there's something to it, right? Like, well, it doesn't break the game. It doesn't break the narrative.
No, but also the reason I did that was because I don't want to mount my stuff to boards just yet. Yeah. Eventually, actually, I have so much unbuilt terrain too, city terrain, that I want to
just build it.
I used to love the bases and stuff. Like Justin was super good at making here's these bases that the terrain sits on.
Almost all of our end game terrain was on bases, and we said the cover is the base. If you're on the base, you're in cover.
Right.
Yeah.
Period. The end.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay, cool.
It's a footprint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except you can't see through the first level of the
right.
Whatever. Anyway. Point being,
you just got to go board up all your windows on your ruins.
We'll have to figure out a few things. I kind of expressed some concerns to Hank, and Hank was like, "Oh, let's have a call about it."
Yeah.
Yes, Hank Headley, one of the founders and runners of Adepticon. Okay, let's get on the phone and we'll figure it out. Because I asked them, like, "What are you guys gonna do? You've got a ton of tournament terrain to do." So they're like, "We're probably gonna, have this stuff made. Like, they'll probably use." I think they've got some mats they're like going to cut up.
Paint team's going to be real busy this year.
Yeah. That's what I did. I cut up a bunch of the Table War mats that I bought for 10th edition, and I cut them into the footprints. I traced up the footprints with a Sharpie, and I cut them out.
Did you include the bumps?
I included the bumps.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Those are critical.
But the big ones, the big terrain pieces didn't fit any of their existing ones.
Yeah.
And I had an overabundance of kill team mats.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use one of those and cut them out of that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I've ordered some of the Table War stuff. Some of that to support Table War, but also...
Did Table War come out with 11th edition stuff?
They did, yeah.
I didn't know that.
It has not released yet, but it's coming in the next week or two.
Doesn't have the bumps.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the bumps? Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Power gamer.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and close out the show. All right, we're back to close out the show. Getting short topic episode, but I think some interesting discussions. So I do appreciate you guys coming down, and I appreciate the games we got to play. I really,
I was blessed. Yeah,
really had fun. You know, the other thing I didn't mention was when Peter and Kat were here. They also like Cthulhu Death May Die, the board game. They own it, but they don't own the full set that I have.
They don't own the 2 foot tall Cthulhu.
No, so we played the mission where you fight Cthulhu. Yeah. We lost by 1 point. Cthulhu had 1 health point left, and we all died. So
you didn't have.
So he didn't Dark Pact.
He did. He is the Dark Pact.
He is the Dark Pact. But you all clearly didn't have any fun because you didn't win.
We lost, so I was pissed.
Yeah,
I threw Cthulhu
what a waste
garbage.
Of time. I would have. Yeah. And then lit it on fire.
All right. Well, please leave us reviews wherever you get the show. You know, whether it's iTunes or whatever your download app of choices. We really do appreciate that. We also are on YouTube, so you can listen to us through YouTube. I don't know if you know that, but you can engage with us there, leave comments there, and give us a like and subscribe. Smash that
windmill button. Slam that like button.
We have a great Facebook group still going. We have a great Patreon, which is going on. They're going to get this episode a couple days early. We have a fantastic Discord community as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Lords and Heroes is back.
It is. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Justin
but
came out of retirement.
Yeah, so Lords and Heroes is back, and we released our first episode, and I got another one already in the can that'll be coming soon. So yeah, it's been fun to get back into that.
Nice. So Justin's coming out of retirement.
Yeah, he came out of retirement. Yeah.
He messaged me and said, "Hey, we got to get gaming. I'm going to be ready."
There you go. Yeah. He said, "Well, you know, it's interesting." He said,
"I've heard it before."
He said he's been kind of a hermit, so he wants to get back. He wants to get back into things, and
he's had a lot of life changes, so that can have an impact.
He moved 3 times in 3 years, so yeah, it
can have an impact.
It can have an impact, and so the 2 dozen people
burned down, all kinds of good things.
The 2 dozen people who are listening to it are having a good time, so it's good.
I'm glad. All right, where can they find that?
LordsandHeroes.com. It's on all the podcast apps, and but also LordsandHeroes.com.
All right, very cool. Justin, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Justin's not here. You're talking about Josh.
Josh,
you mean Jody?
I'm already starting.
Jody, one of the J guys.
all those J holes.
Jade. Jehoshaphat.
Yeah.
Josh.
I do not have a alternate podcast.
You know what? Justin can't come back because I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's
screw
true.
This up every time now. I haven't not screwed that up in years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's because Jody hasn't been on. Yeah, in about a year. So
he doesn't play these games anymore anyway.
Not 40K.
All right. Well, anyway, until next time. This is Carl.
This is Josh.
This is Adan.
We're coming to you from the Astronomicon, where 11th edition has gotten an awesome glow up.
It's true. And where a good time at the table is a win for all.
And regardless of the terrain layout, the story is always what you make it.
All right.
That's not actually correct.
We'll see you next time. This episode of The Independent Characters is protected by the Creative Commons license. If you have further questions as to its use, you can find information on the front page at theindependentcharacters.com.